All right. Okay, we're on. All right. Hey, everybody.
Welcome. We're here. We're back.
Day 2.
We're back. Day 2. Hello.
Day too much going on.
The couch, if anybody's wondering, the couch, I don't know if you saw the post on social media, the couch has a cinder block where the leg completely gave out yesterday. So I think we're good today. I think we should be good.
We're heavy, but not that heavy. We should be good.
So day 2 of Celebration was a very busy one. Silver and I were talking before we hit record. Very busy day of Star Wars Celebration. A lot going on. Before we get started, Silver, what were some of your highlights of day 2 here of Star Wars Celebration?
Day 2, definitely the highlights was the news from the Ahsoka panel. That was kind of like the first thing that I woke up to. I love the Kiner brothers. So the announcement that they're going to be scoring the Ahsoka show is insane. Just the fact that and then we also the Clone Wars panel later at the end. I don't know, just something starting with the Ahsoka live series, about to close out with the 15th anniversary of the Clone Wars, was just such a highlight for sure.
Yeah, it was an exciting one. I think the Ahsoka panel was, we got the big taste of it yesterday, and it was nice to see a few more pictures and them to officially introduce almost the rest of the cast. I guess Ezra is still a mystery, and Zeb is still out there in Mando, but maybe he won't be in Ahsoka. We don't know. Mm-hmm. But that was that was really exciting. And then the live stream kind of really picked up today with showing a lot more panels and things. So it was a packed day.
Yeah, gosh. I mean, I don't know. Like the confirmation of Lars Mikkelsen as Thrawn. But I don't know. I think my highlight of the day was when John and Dave were out there on the live stage and Dave Filoni getting emotional.
Yeah,
that was really great.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's been kind of like Dave Filoni celebration this time.
Yeah, it started with the shadow yesterday. It was just.
Yeah, well, it's nice because it makes it seem like he is as nice of a guy as he seems, where everyone's sending all the Dave Filoni love today and yesterday, and him making sure to send that love back to the people he's worked with over the years that kind of allowed him to be where he is today. So Tales of the Jedi second season, that's pretty exciting as well.
Like literally just announced like a few minutes ago or something. And like what for us, there was Cara DJ did the Blast Points meetup.
Yeah.
Which was super cool.
That was great to virtually see the people meeting up in pictures, and they made a nice video to see everybody there. And
so awesome.
Crazy. It's crazy to see people in another country rocking the Blast Point shirts. So
there's
across the pond.
There were a lot of Blast Point shirts in London today, which was really great.
Awesome.
Really, really great to see. So anybody watching this now or later, and if you were doing that or if you're at the meetup, we can't thank you enough. It is so nice. It's really, really surreal to be here in a basement in Michigan and seeing that going on across the pond, as they say.
Yeah, exactly. Maria's got a good comment about the Leslie Headland interview, and I don't know if we're going to jump into that yet, but we definitely got to talk about that because that was, I think, one of the high points today. Kind of getting some deep thoughts about Phantom Menace and set up for Acolyte was not what I was expecting this morning.
Yeah, Silver, what did you think that Leslie Headland getting deep on what's going on in the Acolyte? What were you thinking about that?
I think Leslie Headland is so great. I mean, just listening to her just talk about just her experience with fandom and how Star Wars means so much to her. You just feel like this person's just completely geeking out and is just so excited to tell that story, which I think is a fascinating time period we're going to be in. Especially everything with going on with the High Republic, and then kind of like the middle ground of what's going to attach to what we know, which is George Lucas's prequel trilogy and beyond and stuff. I don't know. It's just like I just felt, you're just so happy for her because she's such a fan, and you can just tell like what this means to her. And I mean, I'm telling you, I think anyone who just has that type of passion and is like a nerd, just like all of us, it's just really cool. Like I said yesterday, like I just think people who are Star Wars fans that get to be in Star Wars is just really, the best type. So I'm so excited. I mean, if I was not excited about the Acolyte, I'm even more excited, especially after hearing Leslie's just excitement over it.
Well, it was cool for us to hear it, like a show actually digging into like the Jedi going from like the Prime in the High Republic to where they are in Phantom Menace and the prequels, and not quite being what we thought they were going to be, and maybe as on top of things as they were in the past. So that's kind of exciting to hear. And again, that was probably my high point of yesterday, was that show, and I'm now even more excited than yesterday for the Acolyte.
Yeah,
I'm more excited today than I was yesterday. So, yeah, celebration's starting to get to me. We're only the second day in. I'm already losing it here.
No, it's so cool because it's like when the Acolyte first got announced, and we just got a vague, like 1-2 sentence description of what the plot was going to be, and like everybody was just coming up with like, oh, what if it's this, and what if it's that, and if it's set in this time, it could be about that, and it's a lot of those things are coming true, but it's getting even more interesting. I don't know. I think, of course, we're all excited for Andor season 2, but it's like Andor season 2, we know it's going to be good. We know that's going to be amazing. But like Acolyte, I think that, very much like Skeleton Key could be the sleeper hit that really takes people by surprise.
Yeah.
Everybody's new favorite show that they didn't know was going to be their favorite show.
Also, the thing of it being focused from the villain's point of view, and it's kind of the bad guys' view of the Jedi and what probably they think is wrong with the Jedi, and it might be a different, an interesting way to approach it, instead of them, because they're not going to acknowledge their own faults. So, seeing it from the villain's point of view sounds really exciting.
Amazing, fascinating. And Leslie Headland is so smart, so good. And it was like the 1-2 punch this morning with like the Kathy coming out, John and Dave coming out, and then Leslie Headland coming out. It was a lot of heavy duty information front loaded in the day. Like Celebration could have been like, I looked at my watch and I was like, oh my God, like we've had like a full celebration and we were like a half hour into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of wild how long this like live show is. You don't even realize it until you're like, whoa, like they do. Every time they kept saying, we have a lot more coming, don't go away. I was like, wow, they really have a lot more coming in. Like you said, it's only 30 minutes in. What's happening?
And it wasn't just like Kristen Baver like interviewing people making iPhone cases today or something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
There's a lot
Not that there's anything wrong with that, but yeah, it was a lot of meat today, a lot of heavy duty stuff. Dude, were you catching up at all with the Ahsoka panel? Because of course, like, yeah, it wasn't streamed, but we all were just endlessly like searching and refreshing Twitter and social media, looking for any info we could get.
You know what? I actually woke up at 2, and then I passed out. That was when the Ahsoka people were like getting ready to go, and I said, okay, yes. But instead of yesterday camping out in my living room, I was like, maybe I'll just lay in this bed and just keep being updated. And, maybe I'll take a quick nap. I take a quick nap and it's like 4:00. And I'm like, okay, all the news. I wasn't really out there searching live tweets as they went. I just had to I had to kind of extend my nap a little bit. But I did get all the news right when I woke up at 4.
Well, that's the fun. It's like, it's Celebration from home. We should be well rested, but
it's
in London. It's like, no, we're still just as delirious and sleep deprived because of trying to keep everything up straight.
Yeah, for sure. But the first thing that I did go to our friend yesterday, the Mandalorian fan, the young boy. I did go to his YouTube channel to make sure. I was
you found him?
Yeah, I know where his channel's at. So I went to go to his channel again to make sure, like, hey, was he just in case he happened to be in the Ahsoka panel, he decided to live stream. So when I woke up, that's the first place I did check. But he didn't upload a video, but I did, I just went to his channel.
Well, hopefully, he got a bunch of subscribers or something. I hope people know where to find him to thank him for being the star of day one.
Mandalorian!
Mandalorian! I'm not gonna lie. I think I was screaming that every time there was a fun announcement today. I think that's just like my go-to. Mandalorian!
we've been screaming that on and off all day as well.
I was saying that last night, hoping that the episode was gonna show up on Disney Plus. I was so tired last night, so exhausted, but I was just like, oh, Disney Plus, come on, I can stay up for you,
Right.
Mandalorian.
Right.
Mandalorian.
As soon as I go to sleep, they're gonna post it. I gotta stay awake.
Man, I'll put on my Din Djarin Halloween costume, Mandalorian.
Yeah.
You do have a Jango Fett one.
I do
somewhere.
have a Jango Fett costume.
that's all.
I
You have
do.
the vinyl Jango Fett one.
Yeah,
It's
I
almost
have
close enough.
yeah.
Maybe tomorrow.
Maybe
we'll
tomorrow. Maybe I should find my Jango Fett costume.
Are we dressing up tomorrow? We're dressing up tomorrow, right?
Well, I guess
see.
now we are.
Maybe.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna get out my Jango Fett. Yeah,
We'll figure something out.
we'll figure.
Yeah.
So we talked about the Ahsoka panel. We talked about Kathy, John, and Dave crying. We talked about Leslie Headland. What the next big thing was? What, the Return of the Jedi panel?
Yes, the Return of the Jedi panel. It was.
What were your thoughts on the ROTJ 40th anniversary panel?
So it was fun. It was great. Again, I anytime let me tell you, that extended video of the figures.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, the animatic.
Yeah.
The
Honestly, I've seen that video before, but there was brand new scenes I've never seen before.
Oh yeah.
And first of all, Ming-Na was fantastic. I'm so again, I just love when there's fellow Star Wars nerds who are just big geeks like us, just her on the stage hosting the panel is fantastic. But my goodness, seeing those animatics video was insane. The crowd was loving it. The people on stage, everybody on stage was frazzled. It was so fantastic. So definitely great. And just I don't know, Billy D. Williams is just one of my, just seeing Billy D is just always a highlight for me. And, having them on stage was great. But fun panel.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a little unfortunate they couldn't have gotten more actual people who had worked on the movie, but I get it. It's in another country and not all those people want to be over there. Yeah, seeing that animatic was kind of insane because that's one of those things that there's more footage of it out there and they've never shared it, and the fact that we finally got to see that was really cool. Yeah, Billy D, it was nice to see him, but man, he's getting old. And we were getting nervous a little bit.
He is.
I hope he's okay.
He is. And then, you know what? I think he just does better on 101, one-on-one interviews instead of a large crowd panel. Yeah. But just anytime I feel like he can make it on stage is great. But
his one-on-one interview was good.
With Christina.
With Christina to do it.
I really liked Doug Chang's tribute to Norman Reynolds and showing a spotlight on the importance of Norman Reynolds. Very appropriate for Return of the Jedi. And at first I was kind of like, oh, we got Rob Brito and we got Doug Chang, and who am I forgetting? The third person,
Neil Scanlon.
Yeah.
But it was neat talking about how important Return of the Jedi is in terms of Star Wars design. It's something we talk about all the time. How massive and almost kind of underrated Return of the Jedi is in terms of everything Star Wars. And so that was cool. And Anthony Daniels coming out. Whenever it reminded me of the Phantom Menace panel where it was serious in the beginning with John Knoll.
Yeah.
And then halfway through it, they bring out Anthony Daniels, Ray Park, and Daniel Logan. No, not Daniel Logan. That is also the Attack of the Clones panel.
I'm telling you,
that's the Attack of the Clones panel. Yeah.
Where everything suddenly went sideways as soon as
it was the Daniel Logan hijacked the Attack of the Clones panels last year for sure.
Yeah, when they all came out, it's always wonderful to see Warwick Davis out, and he's just as funny as always. And him and Anthony Daniels together was a treat.
Yeah, for sure.
And then the big surprise at the end, right? That Return of the Jedi. It's not really a surprise. We knew it was. We knew it was coming about a month ago. But and then I like the live feed is ending. and Ming-Na Wen is like, and Return of the Jedi is coming back in theaters later this month.
Yeah,
And it's like, wait,
then
what?
Cut to black.
You know, I didn't hear her announce it. I saw it later when they revealed the poster on Twitter.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, back in theaters. Oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
No, for sure. How excited Return of the Jedi deserves to be in theaters, I think.
Every day.
Yeah.
Every I know, just
Yeah.
we should
Nonstop.
we should all just put our coins together and just like renovate and buy our own theater and just play Return of the Jedi
Yeah,
on
there should be a
loop.
Return of the Jedi theater.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
want-
yeah.
We've always said we want to open up a movie theater where the only movies we show are Star Wars movies. And it's like, what are you going to go see? Like, you walk into a theater, you're like, what am I going to go see? Maybe I want to go see Revenge of the Sith. I don't
Yeah.
know. Maybe I'm going to get weird and go see Rise of Skywalker. I would do it. Like, hey, let's go
Yeah.
see it. It's Saturday afternoon. Let's go see A New Hope. Let's do it.
Yeah.
One on each screen.
One on each screen.
One
a
on
week,
each screen.
every
Yeah.
day, constantly. You can go and see them anytime you want.
Yeah.
How many times are you going to go see Return of the Jedi in the theater? Like, realistic, how many times are you going to see Return of the Jedi in the theater, Silver?
Exactly. Like I'm probably gonna go. I don't know. Like I really just want to go. I kind of just want to spend all day there
Yeah.
and just
do
watch
it.
it. Like I don't care. Like if I
Do
need to go step outside and stretch my legs, I'll do it. But
Don't go outside. I'll tell you.
I think I'm gonna just buy the one ticket and just
Yeah.
stay in the theater all day.
I've done it. I did
Yeah.
it with the special edition
know.
of A New Hope.
I know.
Gabe came and joined me
I
on
know.
Saturday. That was day 2 for me. Where day 1 of A New Hope, I went to every show from 10 a.m. to midnight.
Yeah.
So I didn't get out until
Yeah.
2 a.m.
And you still haven't recovered.
No, I still
So
haven't
maybe
recovered.
don't. Maybe
I don't regret a thing.
Yeah, no, I
regret a
don't.
thing.
I wouldn't either. When I saw the Phantom Menace in 3D, I went. I did 3 showings that day
Yeah.
for sure. I also got engaged that day too.
Man,
Yeah.
it
My
doesn't
husband,
get better than that.
my husband knew it was an important re-release. So, and I get motion sickness with 3D and stuff. I was sick and overwhelmed, but I
That
said,
made,
"Hey, let's
that
do
made him
it."
love you more.
Yeah, he's like, wow, look at this nerd just sitting in this committed motion sickness, had too much nachos with her popcorn. I'm in love.
Was it like, yes, I'll marry you, but I got to hurry up and get in this next screening of Phantom Menace. I got 2 more left.
Yeah.
I love you, honey, but I got 2 more to go.
Yeah, I've been like, yeah, exactly, for sure. Yeah, no, it was a wild, wild day. I just have like, the Phantom Menace 3D in 2012 was just an important weekend for me for sure. But I saw it 3 times on Friday, the when it was released.
I didn't go 3 times.
Well, and which is sad because how many? You're like too short of 40, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm like 38.
Yeah.
38 in the theater. So I need to do
Yeah.
Phantom
I'm
Menace
still
2.
mad. I'm still mad at you. Yeah. Like, why do you just have to go 2 more times?
I know.
38 is a weird number. It drives me nuts. Like,
I intended to go 2 more.
Yeah.
But no. Well, no. Well, then we'll get back to Celebration. I was
Story.
I was 3 out. And then I count when we saw it in 3D at Celebration 2015. I count that.
So you're 1 short. So it's even
Okay.
worse.
Yeah, I'm 1
It's
short.
even worse.
I'm 1 short. I'm 1 short. Okay.
You could have just stayed in your seat.
I could have.
know?
There was
You
nobody
Yeah.
could
else
have even
there.
just like left after the pod race, and I would still would have counted it.
Like, yeah, I wouldn't leave after the pod race.
Well, you can't once.
So, okay. So the next thing that kind of happened in the day was the Anthony and Antony super team up tag
The
wrestling
rematch.
match. Yeah.
The rematch. Yeah.
That Anthony Carboni and Anthony Daniels, with that on the live stage, that lasted about like 2 hours.
It seemed like it.
That was insane.
That's probably like that's a celebration highlight right there. It's like that was wild. That was too fun. My husband was watching with me. He's like, I really like this WWE thing they got going on here.
Well, whenever you have people arguing with microphones,
Yeah,
it
I
makes
love
even
it when
cooler.
they're
It's
when
like,
they're like.
let
when
me
they're
tell
like-
you.
Yeah. I love it.
Oh my god! Yeah, and Anthony Daniels came out with the gold jacket that he's been rocking since 1999.
That gold jacket.
Yeah, probably smells horrible.
Oh, it smells
you
terrible.
can't wash that jacket.
No, no. Oh my god, it was so good though. So good. And you know what's neat though with the two of them? You can tell that they actually do have a lot of fun talking to each other.
Yeah.
They should go on the road together. They should do like a touring show. I'd go.
Yeah, I just watch them live,
Mm-hmm.
just annoying each other on stage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then
Yeah.
what was the next thing we had? What, the creature panel, pretty much?
Yes, the creature panel, which I missed half of it for. When I came back, there was a crawl and then there was
Mm.
some sort of
Oh.
show. So I missed how we got to that point.
Well, you didn't miss too much. So basically, the premise was instead of just showing how the creature stuff worked, they brought out two fans they got off the floor who were cosplayers and had one of them go in the suit and they dressed her in the costume, and then they had the other one control the head with the RC.
Oh, cool.
unit.
Okay.
So they spent the first half setting them up, showing how the costume goes together, and then after the crawl, they made them act out that scene with one of their crew running one of the characters, and then the fans running the other character.
Cool. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it looked incredible. It looked a lot of fun, whatever they were doing on stage.
I like Travis. The creature cantina panel was the nerdiest thing ever.
Yeah.
I loved
Yeah.
it. It was extremely nerdy. And then there was a surprise from Ian McDermott.
Yeah.
Oh, that was great. Yeah.
There was probably real alcohol in his drink, is what it seemed like. Come here,
Yeah.
have a drink. Come here and have a drink.
Oh my god. And yeah. Well, I can't think of what I was just going to say. I love the kid questions at the end too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's always, it's like, that's why they really have Star Wars Celebration. For the kids. So it's always nice to see that there's actually kids there and they're having fun and they're asking questions.
Mandalorian.
Yeah. Well, the other thing that I guess, what did he say? Monday will be the nerdiest of the nerdy panels because the one guy's giving a talk. I don't think they're going to live stream it. A talk all about how he programs the computers that are inside the masks. So if you're at Celebration, that sounds like a fun one. If you want to go to the probably the nerdiest nerd panel that you could ever go to. So I'm kind of jealous.
Yeah, for sure.
I did think it was really interesting though when Neil Scanlon was talking about their working relationship with the LA studio and Legacy Effects, because I was really wondering that because like when you see like sequel trilogy aliens showing up in the new shows, which is really cool, especially the shows filmed in California. It's like, well, I'm always like, how does that work? Did Legacy like remake like their designs, like the Babu Fricks and stuff? But no, they say like they give stuff back and forth, and sometimes Legacy improves on what they did. And I don't know, I thought that was really interesting to see it because I've loved seeing these things kind of cross pollinate each other.
Well, like how he said, they basically sent Babu Frick over, and then they made their own copies and modifications to get the whole little family of them.
Right.
Yeah.
And also the thing you always think about too with Star Wars being slightly crazier than normal movies, that anytime there's a new alien, it's potentially like it's never a one-off. It's like from now until the end of time, a new alien is probably going to be in something, and they have to keep those creatures around in some version of it, and they're constantly going to be sharing it, and so it can be reused. So
Yeah, like Nathan, the sound the servos in the head will be the sound my head will be making on Monday. Here's a question for you, Silver. Since this is only day 2, but if you had to go out in public, like breaking away from this Celebration marathon that we're doing over here,
have I been able to leap it?
yeah.
To be honest, no, not really.
Yeah.
It's like the thought of it like sounds exhausting. Like my husband's like, "Hey, do you want to go to Costco afterwards?" I'm like, "No." I do not. To be honest, because I rather just like I'm so immersed in this entire experience, what we're doing. Like I'd rather just order takeout in and like still catch up on more news or anything else that we've missed. But no, because I feel like I gotta wake up again at 2. So I'm like, I just rather just stay in this little virtual reality Star Wars celebration experience I'm having right now. But no. What about you guys? Would you guys,
I had to go out today. And it was
okay.
to get stuff because we're having like an almost normal Easter situation
Yeah.
tomorrow
Yeah.
night.
We'll probably be asleep while we're eating, but we're gonna pretend like it's
So I had to go out to pick stuff up like really quick today.
Yeah.
But it was so surreal because it's almost like that feeling you get when you come back from Celebration and you're like, oh, the real world is still out here. But where I went because I went to go pick up a pie, and the place where I went, the person working at the front desk is wearing a Mandalorian sweatshirt. And then a guy came in wearing a black baseball hat with just the Star Wars logo on it, and his kid had a C-3PO hat on. And I was just like, what is going on? Are we like actually Celebration? Like I never, like almost never see people in Star Wars gear, like in my little town of it. But it's like, oh my God, Star Wars madness is.
It's because we're living in a simulation, and the simulation can only load so much stuff at a time.
Yeah.
And since
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
immersed with Star Wars, the people in the real world have to use the same
Yeah.
same data as we're using in here. So everywhere you go, it's going to be Star Wars people. Anthony Daniels is going to be at the gas station.
Yeah.
He's like, I only take cash.
Yeah. Oh no.
When you pump this gas.
$100 bill. Yeah, Stephanie, I feel for you because because last night it was hard to detox from Star Wars. Because last night Gabe and I were like trying to find like walkthrough videos of like people at the XL. We were like, we want to see what the dealers look like.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure. I went to I did go see the new Air Mike Jordan movie yesterday. And even then I was just like watching this movie on my phone, which I probably shouldn't have. Still trying to like look up any more Celebration news and reading like what our friends are doing, in the nightlife in London. And I'm just like, that's all I'm thinking about. Like Celebration, like rot brain right now. And it's cool. Like I normally on the weekends, I do go like to the flea markets and stuff. And that's genuinely like really early in the morning. But I mean, I already knew I wasn't going to do any of that this weekend just because of all the panels and streaming going on. So I just been camping out in this house. It's been kind of wild, but it's been
the
fun.
Celebration hours.
Yeah, for sure.
So then we kind of a surprise. We didn't think it was going to get streamed. They streamed the Clone Wars panel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to me that the Clone Wars panel was in the Galaxy stage, and nothing against the Creature panel, but the Creature panel was in the Celebration stage. And we were reading like on Twitter that
I think a lot of people wanted to go to Clone Wars and they couldn't get in because there wasn't room. So one of those things that's sometimes they just seems like they get confused what should be in what room. Because I'm pretty sure the Clone Wars, we know the Clone Wars one they were both rooms it was in was filled, and it didn't sound like the Creature one was necessarily filled.
Yeah.
But at least at home we got to watch the live stream. So
yeah. Well, and the Clone Wars panel seemed pretty great. I was into it. Yeah.
They always are. We always make the mistake of like, oh, it's Clone Wars, that'll be good. And then for some reason there's usually something like if we were to have been there, we probably would have went to the Creature panel and enjoyed it, and then heard about the Clone Wars panel and regretted not going to the Clone Wars panel.
There's always like conflicting stuff that are, and then or also you may have a friend who's doing a panel. So I'm actually curious. I forget, when did they stop streaming like the big panels for like the audience that's there? Because I remember I would be able to go to like the showroom floor and they would have it. When's the last time they did that? Was that Chicago?
Chicago.
That was the last time they did that.
Chicago? I thought it was like,
it was
Orlando. Maybe Orlando. They were showing all of them.
No, well, Chicago was Stephen Colbert hosting the Rise of Skywalker panel. And wasn't that streamed? Maybe somebody in the comments remembers.
Oh, in the morning, yeah, right.
Because
you could go to the Star Wars show stage and watch it on the screen.
But I think I think it was streamed for people on YouTube.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So then it would have been Anaheim. last year.
That's when they kind of stopped, right? So
Yeah.
they don't really, let's say I'm, I'm at Celebration, I can't make the panel or whatever. But I can rely going to the showroom floor, and you kind of see it with everybody, because I think that, yeah. So I'm trying to remember, like, when they stopped. Was that Orlando or Chicago? So
They all
probably
start-
Chicago.
They all start to blur together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Last year wasn't streamed, so
Yeah.
it's strange. It is. I don't know. I don't get it. I don't think anyone gets it. I think because we were talking about that this morning, that for two people that were in the Lucasfilm panel last year, we didn't care that, like, because they showed the trailer for Mando season 3 and they didn't release that online. It was out there, but they didn't officially release it. But we didn't care. We weren't like, oh, we're special. Only we could see it. It was like, no, everybody should be able to see it. Doesn't
Mhm.
matter.
Yeah. Well, like today, it would have been nice if everyone saw the Acolyte trailer, because
They were talking about
they were
it.
talking about it.
Yeah.
So and
Or
yeah,
the
and even
Ahsoka,
Kathy Kennedy, like first thing in the morning, was like, everyone liked the Ahsoka panel, and it was like, no, the people standing out there couldn't get in. That's why.
Yeah,
That's why they're there.
yeah, that's
watching
why.
you.
Yeah.
Well, I get like what they did at so like they did release the Ahsoka preview. I don't know.
Yeah. But Clone Wars panel,
It was great.
it was
I
great.
loved
great.
it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. What more Tales of the Jedi? We got another.
So Silver, what do you think? Who Tales of the Jedi season 2, if you want to call it that, more Tales of the Jedi? What if like this one was Dooku and Ahsoka? The next one, if you had to pick two Jedi, not Dooku, not Ahsoka, that deserve more stories, in your opinion, who would you pick?
I'll take Plo Koon, because that's Dave's fave. I would like to see more. Let's see. I think I'd honestly just want to see. I love Luminara. Like, she's my favorite Jedi, so I would love to see more of her. Yeah, just more stories with her. To be honest, I just have a soft spot for her.
I'm trying to remember. I feel like after that came out, I had like a big list of ones that I thought would be interesting, and now
Yeah.
I can't think of any of them. Other than like Kanan would be cool, maybe some, since they have they have the model for him already, like the young Kanan and oh man, really any. I'm not
Honestly, any Jedi.
I'm not
I mean,
complain about any of them. Yeah,
I
really.
mean, the fact that we got all that Dooku stuff last time was just so great. Like,
Yeah,
so good.
I mean, Jason, see, you're blanking.
I would do Qui-Gon. Qui-Gon would be my first pick for light side.
Mm.
It's almost like how they did light side and dark side, but though Dooku, I don't know. And almost like, let's see how the new shows. Let's see how like Ahsoka and Acolyte, kind of what they bring to the table, because they might kind of open up the doors for new stories about like new Jedi. Yeah, Bill Rudd saying Yoda. Oh yeah, Brandon Coyote Mundi.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Stephanie saying Qui-Gon. Yeah, Bill.
Well, and Qui-Gon with even younger Obi-Wan than pre-Phantom Menace would be pretty interesting.
Yeah. Oh, look at.
Ooh, this is a good one, Travis.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be. Oh man, that'd be so great. Actually, like him, like Kelleran, like with the younglings and stuff, Padawans. Oh my gosh, that'd be awesome.
Quinlan Boss. Yeah.
It'd be cool. It'd be cool if we saw Kelleran and Grogu, like a little like episode with them too. Show a little bit more of their little relationship. That'd be awesome.
Qui-Gon and young Obi-Wan.
Oh, young Obi-Wan would be great. Quinlan, yeah.
Yeah, getting lots of votes for Quinlan Voss. Yeah, Quinlan Voss would be interesting. I mean, there's that whole arc that they never finished that later became the book.
With him and Ventress?
Yeah, with him and Ventress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something I've always wanted. I was wondering if they were going to announce at the Clone Wars panel, like like the Crystal Crisis on Utapau.
Mm-hmm.
Like finish those Clone Wars episodes,
or the ones that ended up as comics. Too.
Yeah,
the rest of the Darth Maul stuff.
Right. Yeah, the Dathomir stuff. Yeah. I mean, there's so much they could do. I don't know. But yeah, I almost wonder, because the thing we were talking about this morning with we were wondering just what is the deal with the orange lightsabers, and I keep messing up the actor's name. He was wearing the gold chains this morning.
Oh, was it Ray Stevenson?
Ray.
Oh yeah, we forgot to talk about the interviews with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All,
We totally breezed past that. Yeah, interviews with all of the Ahsoka cast.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Mary Elizabeth Winstead came out, and the Sabine actress, whose name I can never remember. Someone in the comments, please remind me of her name.
Yeah, and Rosario Dawson was
Rosario Dawson.
But
Yeah.
going back to Ray Stevenson, and he was with Lars.
Yeah,
Mikkelsen.
Lars Mikkelsen. Yeah, Thrawn.
Which was huge. That was a huge announcement.
Yeah.
But we got some information from those because Ray was talking about how he liked in the trailer, he's got the lightsaber, he's got the Force. Did he say he was? He didn't say if he was a Jedi or not. He just said lightsaber and the Force, and talking about having multiple duels with Ahsoka, and
thank you, Christina. Thank you.
And just how because he had done the voice for Gar Saxon, how he didn't realize that it was a new character until he got there.
Yeah. Yeah, people absolutely freaking out over Lars Mikkelsen. I don't know. I'm still freaking out, trying to wonder what the heck the deal is with these orange lightsaber people.
Yeah.
Like, are they because they're somebody was bringing up online talking about like Shadow of the Sith and the bad person in Shadow of the Sith. Like, I don't know, thinking about like the acolytes of Beyond and like Force users or
with all the like Sith artifacts and
that
sort of stuff.
When this guy in Ahsoka, he's old enough where he could have been around for a while. Like, we were wondering, is he like someone who like was a Padawan during Order 66?
Well, or even older than that.
Or even older.
Because if this is like another season of Rebels, and Hera's not that much older than she was in Rebels.
Right.
And Kanan wasn't that old when he died in Rebels. So this guy's probably older than Kanan was, which would have meant he might even have been a full-fledged Jedi at that time.
Right. Silver, is this freaking you out? Who these Ahsoka people with the orange lightsabers are, as much as we're obsessing over it?
No, it is. It's. I mean, that's what I was doing all day yesterday. I wanted to hear everyone else thought about every detail, but the orange lightsabers, definitely online, was kind of like the big, what's the deal with the creamsicle lightsaber color? What's happening here? They also brought up the actress Ivana, I want to say Sakno is the apprentice to Ray Stevenson's character. I just think she just looks really cool, and I think out of all the new characters that were shown in the trailer, she's like the coolest, and I'm just so like already interested in this character so much. But yeah, like the orange, like what's the deal with orange? So I'm sure there's always a reason why they are, so that's going to be really interesting to find out. So yeah, no, I just think these characters, I'm just already interested so much.
Well, we got to bring up, thank you in the comments for reminding us of Blue Brosnan from was that last celebration with Blue Brosnan where they
on the banner? Yeah, that was Chicago.
Yeah, where they
that
had
was Chicago.
Yeah. And
Blue Brosnan. Yeah.
Pierce Brosnan as a reference for Thrawn.
Yeah. And people seriously freaking out. Pierce Brosnan confirmed.
Yeah, they're gonna announce it.
That was wild to even have.
Yeah.
He was just on the official. He was like on the banner. He was like on the big banner at Star Wars Celebration in Chicago. It's like
they took a photo of Pierce Brosnan and just tinted it blue and put
that was so funny. Yeah, I just remember freaking out. seeing that. But it's like he's just like on the main official banner. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just that is too funny. Oh,
Why would he look like that if it's not Pierce Brosnan?
I know exactly.
Like I was sold. I was walking around Celebration Chicago being like, well, I could see it. Could
Yeah,
be good.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, works for me.
Look, why not? I love Pierce Brosnan. That
Yeah.
sounds great to me.
Blue Brosnan will always live in our hearts. Die another day.
Yeah, definitely bringing the good Bond movies. Gustav Graves.
James Bond. James Bond in an invisible car,
Yeah.
driving around in a hotel made of ice.
Yeah, it's like I wanted a suit, not a suitcase.
Die Another Day came out and everybody was criticizing it, and I was like, I love it.
Yeah,
And people were like, why do you love it? And I was like, because James Bond drives an invisible car in a hotel made of ice.
and it starts with it's like rough James Bond with the beard. You know, everything about that movie is good except for the Madonna song. So sorry.
No, the Madonna song is not good. The Madonna song is not good.
All right,
yeah.
we'll get back to Star Wars. We can have we'll have a Die Another Day live stream someday.
Yes.
Okay.
Another day.
Yeah.
So jumping on what Rick just sent in the DMs, the two apparent villains of Ahsoka are reportedly named Balin Skull and Shin Hati. In Norse mythology, Skull and Hati are two wolves who chase the sun and moon respectively.
Ooh, that's fun. That's fun.
And they did confirm that's their names today, I think, right? 'Cause
Yeah.
That was going around.
Those
for
are
a while,
some good,
so that's cool.
good Star Wars names. Balin Skull and Shin Hati.
Yeah, Shin Hatis. I'm a Shin Hati fan already.
Yeah, I want to know more about Shin Hati. I want to know more about both of them.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah. Well, I want to know more about Ray Stevenson's necklaces too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ray Stevenson. Ray Stevenson's necklace
like
game.
gold pennies on a necklace. Yeah.
Pennies from heaven.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. He was just like, I'm up here with Thrawn. Nobody's going to be paying any attention to me.
Yeah.
But I like during the panel, like I guess they said, "Hey Dave, what can you tell us about these characters? These antagonist characters?" Like nothing.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing.
Yes, Stephanie. So who is the sun and moon?
Oh.
I don't even know what it means, but I want to say, could
you
the
got a
sun
light and a dark?
yeah,
Light and dark, yeah.
which could that be Ahsoka? She's
Like
It could
both.
be the sun and the moon. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, Lauren, when Lars was on stage and started getting emotional, everybody was getting emotional today.
It was one of those days. Oh, Kelly's waiting.
Yeah.
Ooh.
We got a
you get-
case.
Did you get emotional today, Silver, watching it?
You know what? I did. And I think for sure it has to do with the fact that we started off with the Ahsoka news and how amazing, we had that it's just the big Dave Filoni love fest. And I think that's what's making me so emotional, for sure. And, even like listening to Rosario Dawson's story, how the fact that she got fan casted and it was like this big, time leading up to this. But yeah, just the way the celebration kind of bookended between where we're at right now with Ahsoka, this character that was introduced, 15 or, whatever years ago, and kind of us celebrating Clone Wars. Yeah, it's just really emotional. I mean, how can you not feel like a puddle afterwards? Because of where we've been with Star Wars and where we're continuing to go is insane. And just with everybody involved and everybody who works behind the scenes on this stuff is just so cool. But man, I was teary-eyed. Also, I had a lack of sleep, so that can do it for you too.
And I think
I was crying with everything.
I really like what you said too, and it really hit me this morning too when Kathy Kennedy, Big Boss, was up there on stage. And just I started thinking about how now we are like happily nostalgic for Daisy Ridley coming back. Like, oh, it's going to be so great to have her story continue. And just think about and like the Clone Wars, like the legacy of the Clone Wars now. Like there's one part in the Clone Wars panel where they just showed a scene from the show with Bo-Katan and Ahsoka together, and then they showed their live action counterpoints. And we were just talking for like a half hour about the Ahsoka show, and somebody could wake me up in the middle of the night and say, do you want to talk about Bo-Katan? And I'm like, I'm ready to go.
let's do it.
Yes.
Like, how far, like, just the lasting legacy of this thing. And who would have ever guessed in that day in October 2012, on Halloween 2012, right? When the Disney sale happened,
Yeah.
Oh,
that
yeah.
we would
Yeah.
be here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That there would be this much.
Well, and look at how
Mhm.
many people are at London. It's insane. It's insane.
You know what? I was looking at the celebration stage, or where the live show was, and there is, I mean, a sea of people just consistently just by that stage, and I feel like that's the most full I've ever seen that. It looks wild. It looks insane. But yeah, it's crazy to I just feel like these celebrations just keep getting bigger and bigger. It's just so cool. So cool. I'm getting emotional now.
Well, I think we're going to pause for a commercial break here, and then I think we've got a special guest coming on.
Yeah.
Mandalorian!
So
Mandalorian!
Mandalorian!
I am always thinking of new dreams.
ジョージ・ルーカス
I dream of visions which have
彼は
yet to be seen,
いつも新しい夢を考えてきた
which have not yet been
見たこと
heard.
のないものを
From dreams,
聞いたことのない
create
音を
a new reality.
現実の形にしてきた
In this universe, new dreams and new friends.
この宇宙は新しい夢と仲間でいっぱいだ
Panasonic, always new dreams, wonderful friends.
パナソニックいつも新しい夢素晴らしい仲間
Panasonic, Itsumo, something new.
All right.
I've never seen that. That was amazing.
Welcome, Kelly.
Hi.
Welcome.
That was adorable.
That was just for you, Kelly.
Thank you. I actually understood it too. He was they were translating what George was saying.
Oh no! Really?
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah. The Itsumo something new means always something new. That is so cute.
Well,
Okay, sorry.
Kelly, thank you so much for joining us.
Oh yeah. Thanks for having me.
So, how has your celebration from home experience been? Have you been watching the live stream? What stood out to you?
So I decided not to wake up like super early. So it's been kind of fun, like waking up and then just like scrolling through everything that's happening all at once. It's very different than, being there like last year or whatever, but it's also sort of like it makes it even more overwhelming, which I didn't think was possible. But it's fun. I like this reading from bed and seeing all the cool stuff coming out. Yesterday my favorite thing was the Rey announcement. And then today I watched a lot of the live stage and the panels, and the Clone Wars panel, which I think you guys were just talking about, was so good. It was so interesting and so emotional. And yeah, and I think they're having a great show this year.
Yeah.
yeah, there's a lot going on.
There's
There always is.
There is.
More than your brain can absorb. In one
Yeah.
second.
So many people too. And then I caught the creature cantina, which was adorable, and I guess they brought people like from the audience on stage to like dress as creatures, which is like talking about once in a lifetime thing for those guys. It was cool. Yeah, it seems like a fun day today.
Yeah, today, what we were talking about earlier, today was super packed.
Yeah.
Like, it's almost like yesterday, nothing could compete with the big movie announcements news. Like they knew we couldn't think of anything else all day,
Yeah.
And then today, we had a little bit more time to stretch out and think about stuff and reflect on things.
Yeah, it's like sometimes you think they don't know what they're doing, but I think they kind of do know what they're doing when they're as far as pacing this stuff out so your brain
Yeah.
can absorb it. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that they held the High Republic reveal for today.
Yeah.
Oh
The
yeah,
Acolyte
we
thing.
didn't even talk about that.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, let's
Thought
talk
that was
about it.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
We actually missed that one. So
Yeah, I don't know what we were doing.
what were we? No, it was all the other stuff. It's I mean, you can't watch everything at once, so we got to. That one's on our list to watch tomorrow
think it's
morning while we're
on-
waiting for the for tomorrow's live stream to start. We can catch up on
Yeah.
the stuff we missed.
Yeah.
They might still be showing it like right now, or it was the last thing they showed. So you might have been doing this, which is why you missed the public
Yeah.
panel.
Yeah. We'll
Yeah,
catch
so
up
what's
later.
the character's name? I can't think of the character's name from High Republic. Is going to be a character in the Acolyte, but much older in the Acolyte.
Yes, Vernestra.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know her as a Padawan, and she was knighted as a Jedi Knight at a very young age at 15. And seeing the image of how we know her to see where she can potentially go, she looks very sad. I could be misinterpreting the image, but woo, my girl's been on a journey, and I want to know
Yeah.
what happened.
Yeah, I went back after they revealed that. I went to, I can't remember the actress's name at the moment, but I went back to her interview yesterday, and all she said was she's an elder Jedi master.
Yes.
And then she left it. Now I'm like, oh, no wonder she just left it right there.
Yeah.
I just so wish that footage from the Acolyte was released for everyone,
Mm.
because we were talking about that before you came in, Kelly. That it's like that's the only thing where there's so much, like especially with Leslie Headland this morning. There's so much that I wish everyone could see it, like of the stuff they're talking about.
Yeah, because I guess it's nice that if you look for it, there's like a bad cell phone version of it somewhere. But hearing all the stuff that she was talking about, especially with the High Republic panel too, like everybody being able to see what they're talking about and how good it looks is just going to make everybody even that much more excited for it and
Yeah.
kind of able to kind of really grasp what they're talking about too when they're talking about that show.
I saw the photo that Silver's mentioning. I saw that too.
Yeah.
That's all I've seen.
Yeah, Rebecca Henderson is the one who's going to be playing our sweet girl, and that's actually Leslie Headland's wife.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, she was actually on Celebration stage yesterday, and I think Leslie, this was a quote taken from the panel saying that she could not have pictured a better person other than her wife playing this part. And again, to the High Republic fans, this character is, really, really near and dear to us. So it's going to be really cool that it's going to be Rebecca Henderson who is playing. She was on the stage yesterday. She did not mention, she's like, I can't really explain who I am yet, but I'm in the show. So it was I thought it was really neat that they saved it for this panel to kind of have that little, reveal, which is really cool. I'm sure that room went nuts and berserk. I mean, so I was, pretty cool.
So Kelly, you were talking about your highlight from yesterday was Daisy Ridley, Rey coming back in an eventual film. What are your thoughts when you just dream about what this movie eventually could be with the new Jedi Order? Where does your mind go? Where do you see that movie going and your dream concept of it?
I want Finn back as a Jedi. That's all. That's all I want. Like, it'll be cool to see however they're gonna build the Order back, but as long as Finn is there, I'll be happy.
Yeah, I think a lot of us are hoping that if they're bringing Daisy back and Rey, that some of the other characters are going to be there as well, because part of the fun of seeing Rey was seeing her and those other characters, and part of the not fun is we didn't get enough movies to see her and those other characters spend enough time together too. So yeah, hopefully we get them all back.
Yeah. Well, it's like it's so tricky because like you'd think they'd have to, but we were saying this yesterday that now we're so used to Star Wars stories being told in 6 to 8 hour formats every week for months and months, and then they'd go into a movie and just be like, it's only 2 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How can they do it in 2 hours?
How do you even tell a story in 2 hours anymore?
Spoiled.
Right, yeah. But yeah, I mean, I hope so. I hope so. I mean, there's still the Ben Solo factor too, which is something I think they would have to address.
I would hope so.
I would
Yeah.
hope so. Yeah.
It would be so strange if they don't. But yeah, at this point, it's going to be so long before we know. It seems like we're
Yeah.
going to be
Yeah.
wondering.
Yeah, they said it was the last of the new films probably to be made. So yeah, I think we got some time to ponder.
Yeah, what Nathan's saying here, I hope we get more classic Alien characters along with new ones.
Yeah, I mean that's always. You can never have too many aliens and creatures, and
Mhm.
the more the merrier. Especially
Yes.
based on the well, that's as fun as the creature panel was. I was a little sad because they keep playing that tease. If you've been watching the live stream each day of it's Carboni talking to Neil Scanlon, and they're going through all the
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah.
and it's like they do a little bit and then they stop and it's like no, I want to see the rest of it. So hopefully by Monday we'll see it because I don't
We'll
know
see the whole thing.
if you watched it today. We were freaking out because at the end, right when they stopped, they panned the camera over and it was like two of our favorites. There's little G897, the little droid with the little legs and the microphone
Yeah.
face,
Yeah.
and the Eki dancing
Oh
alien.
my God.
Hopefully tomorrow we'll get to see them talk about those. But yeah,
Yeah.
that was the tease because I thought maybe they would show up in the future panel and they didn't.
It's like every day they like move like
yeah. Maybe someone will do a super cut and edit them all together.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that
Yeah,
little
they've shown a
croupier
lot more
droid-
than I thought.
Oh yeah, they showed. Yeah, where I wonder where is that? Is that like on? Is that on the floor? Where is that?
Probably is, right?
Well, and it was at the big panel yesterday. That was all on the stage, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I wonder if they filmed that before the panel when the curtain was
Oh.
closed.
Yeah.
But I don't know where they are now, unless they spread them out around the floor.
Because it was crazy, like when Kathleen Kennedy came out and she was announcing the new eras, and behind her is like all these Neil Scanlon creatures and stuff.
So Kelly, is there any other stuff over the last 2 days that really jumped out to you as something you're either excited about or interested in or was surprised to hear?
So now the days are already blending together and we're not even there. But the creature panel was another fun thing. I don't think the audience realized like how lucky they were to be in that room and who was on stage, because Mike Quinn was up there. He was helping out, and he was the puppeteer on Return of the Jedi. Like
Yeah.
he did some of Akbar's hands, and I think he helped with Yoda, and he's Nine Nom. Like I don't think they realized how momentous of a panel that was. So like these guys are right there, like Neil Scanlon and all those other guys. Like I thought that was a crazy cool, and that Brian did a great job as the host. And I don't know, I really liked the energy they brought to that, and I hope they start doing more panels like that where the people who work behind the scenes get to really show how excited they are to work on Star Wars. Like I thought that was so much fun. Now I'm trying to remember what yesterday was announced. I am looking forward to from today the next season of Tales of the Jedi that Dave Filoni announced, and I really hope, since they brought up Satine, that maybe Obi-Wan and Satine finally get their little origin story in this. I don't know. I was like, is it? I was like, Taylor brought it up.
Yeah, we were because Kelly, we were sharing kind of like what stories do we want to see, and that's exactly what I wanted to, kind of get your take on. But my goodness, I think that just
you picked the best.
I think you picked the best one.
Yeah.
Almost because when he brought up Satine, I was like, is it fresh on his mind? Is that maybe why? Like,
Yeah.
so that would be, I would think that would be my dream story for that, because we've always wanted to see that, and now that would be a good place for it. So.
Oh,
That
man.
really, yeah.
That'd be too good. Oh.
Yeah, they're funny. Y'all are like, your mind's where we're going. I can see.
Yes.
So yeah, I thought Clone Wars was another nice surprise today.
Kelly, what's your history of Celebration? Because I remember we saw you briefly in Anaheim last year.
Mhm.
What's your Celebration history? When was your first Celebration? What are some of your favorite Celebration memories? What does Celebration mean to you?
Mm-hmm.
So my first one was actually Chicago. Was that 17, 18?
I think 19,
19?
right?
Whatever it was. I was right.
They all blend together, right?
They do.
Because
You're right.
Anaheim was supposed to be 2020.
You're right.
Yeah.
it was 19.
Yes.
Yeah.
19.
Okay. So yes. So 19 was my first one, and I went with my husband and my daughter. So that one was not. I didn't work it. That was just me going as a fan, and it was really fun. 20 Anaheim 2021. 2022. Time. Anaheim. Anaheim.
What is that? What is that?
What is it? The last one I worked the whole time, but it was a very different experience. But it meant that I was working a lot at the panels and backstage, and so that was a completely different experience to see it from that side. I don't know how much I'm allowed to say about like backstage, but like I would cover the panel, like I would go to the publishing panel and then go backstage and write it up back there, and so I got to see like people coming and going and stuff, and so I'd always be like trying to see like who was back there. And so because the year before when I went just for fun with my family, I think I spent like more than half my time at the live stage because I felt like that was the most fun place to be. And this year again, I feel like it's really they really just keep upping the quality of the live stage. So yeah, two very different experiences, one going for fun and one working it. So it's nice to kind of sit back and relax and watch it again. I do remember watching the year Rogue One came out. I watched the whole live stream, and that was the year that they accidentally spoiled it. And so I always think of that.
Iconic. It got nothing. That's the thing
Yes.
that's perfect about being there live, because like you're just like they can do anything can happen on this.
Yes.
Watching this.
I want to say that might have been the first one I actually like sat down and watched, which is why I remember that one. I mean, plus how hilarious that was. But yeah, so that's kind of my history, relatively recent history with Celebration.
It's not that recent. 2019 is farther
I
away
know.
than we think it is at this point. So
I know. Rogue One.
You've had quite a journey though as a fan, bringing that up just in the past like few years, which has been pretty fascinating.
Yeah,
what's that been like?
So I started writing. I was trying to remember this the other day. I started writing for Star Wars either 2015 or 2016. So I've been doing it a while, but it really, I think, Celebration the last time really like stepped up how much work I was doing for them. So yeah, it's been incredible. I don't know. I think I've told this story so many times, but I started doing just the crafts because they saw me on Twitter sharing photos of them, and they said, "Would you like to do some for the website?" And that's how I actually started writing for them. And then I think it was like a year or two into it where I said, I can write other stuff, and so it kind of, and they were like, "Oh, okay." So it kind of grew from there, and then I've started writing the books and whatnot. So it's been a journey, but I did actually start working on Star Wars professionally in 2007. I worked on Star Wars Galaxy, so I had a little bit of experience already, and I felt like it was a second chance to get to work on a dream job. So it's been really amazing because I don't know, I didn't think I'd get to work on Star Wars again, so it's been great to be back.
That's awesome.
Sorry, talk too much there.
No, we're like no, we are loving it. Yeah.
Thanks for the shout out for Star Wars Galaxies. Not enough people talking about Galaxies these days. Galaxies was a wild time.
Yeah.
It was a wild time. I got to work on it for 2 years, so that was pretty great.
Wow. What did you do with Star Wars Galaxies?
Community manager. And so, so the forums and the website content, and once in a while events and stuff like that. So
That
then we
cool.
moved. When we moved, so I
harder
stopped
job
that.
than people realize.
It was
Dealing with
was
the
a lot.
community is not as
Yeah.
friendly as community is not a good description sometimes of who you're dealing with.
I always would say, I was like, the happy people, you don't hear from them because they're playing the
Right,
game. It's always the, the unhappy people you hear from. So, so yeah.
I'm curious what your Star Wars, like, what's your Star Wars story? Where did it all begin for you? What was your first exposure to Star Wars? I know it's probably another one that you shared many, many times, but I'm loving it.
So the first Star Wars I remember seeing is Return of the Jedi in the theater. I was 6, but I always feel so funny telling the story because it doesn't sound real, but I remember seeing it because, back then there was actual film strip, and right when the Ewok steals the speeder bike, the film strip snapped. And so the whole audience started yelling because, we were like at the big finale of the movie. And and so I will, every time I watch Jedi, like that memory sticks with me so well, even though I was so little, because everybody was just like aghast that the movie broke. I don't remember if they fixed it. I don't remember if we saw the end. But that I remember seeing Jedi in the theater because of that. And then, my parents taped it off HBO back like you used to, and I would wear that tape out. And so I watched them over and over as a kid, and I kind of kept it to myself because back then girls weren't really supposed to like Star Wars, and even my friends would make fun of me for liking Star Wars. And so even now I still get excited that I can talk about Star Wars and not get made like it's just a habit, not that I can talk about it and not feel like shy or embarrassed about it anymore. So that's been nice. So but yeah, I grew up with it. I would take the music with me everywhere on my little Discman. I'm showing my age again, but so yeah, so it's always been there. And then I started working on it, like I said, and yeah, still working on it a little bit.
Did you ever have times when you watch Return of the Jedi that you get nervous around that scene because you
Yeah.
think the movie's gonna stop? Like, did it scar you at all as a child?
That's what I was gonna say. I was like,
No, I don't. But I bought when they just like a couple months ago announced the little Paploo is the Ewok. They announced his Black Series, so I was like, I gotta have this guy because he's my little Ewok from that memory. So now I like it, but I always remember that as soon as I see it.
The first time I ever saw The Matrix, when in the end, when Agent Smith has Neo's head on the train tracks, the film broke at that moment, and people lost it. One guy got up and ran out of the theater to go like tell someone that the film broke. And literally any time that like any of the original Matrix has been on, at that moment, I tell that story. I think some people are sick of hearing that story.
Yeah. Well, that's like when Attack of the Clones came out, and,
and
there weren't very many theaters that had it digital.
Mm-hmm.
It was digital in the suburbs of Chicago where I live, and there was I was in the theater waiting to go see another showing, and these people came out of the screen or out of the previous showing because right when Mace Windu shows up and is like the party's over, the digital projector like just died. And these people were freaking out because I think they drove from like Minnesota or somewhere like really far to come see Attack of the Clones, and it's like right when the movie's getting crazy, projector died. And I've always been terrified watching Attack of the Clones. I'm like, it's gonna stop.
I think movie theaters are the best when there's like a big audience like reaction together.
Yeah.
So I mean that's just really fun.
Yeah.
Oh,
no, yeah, I will never forget it because of that. So
yeah, I know. That's it.
I might not remember it otherwise.
Yeah, forget it.
Yeah.
What a wild moment too. Yeah, when Paploo jumps on that speeder, like what is gonna happen?
Yeah. That's because the screen or the film never breaks in like a slow part or a dull part, right? It's always
right.
Like, when it's going.
Yeah.
The film can't take it.
Oh, I love it. Curious. So, future, if you were approached, Kelly, be like, we're going to give you a panel at Celebration. It can be about anything you want. I know it's a loaded question. What is your Star Wars Celebration panel?
So I've thought of pitching it before, but then I realized how much work it was and I didn't. But I've always wanted to bring like the little pieces to assemble a craft and put it at every chair, and then everybody make like a little Star Wars craft together. That would be like my dream panel. But then I was like, if I did that with like, because it would be me, preparing all the pieces, and I was like, I would have to cut out like all pieces of paper, or, and then how would people get it home? And so I started like, I overthought it, so I never pitched it. But if I could do anything, I think I would do like a craft with not even necessarily kids, just with like everybody, because I think that'd be fun.
I love.
Yeah,
I
no,
love.
that-
I think that needs to happen.
yeah.
I don't know what I would do and how people would get, I don't know, like a paper bag
immediately
stuff at
thought-
home, but
I immediately thought of what they're building on Narkina 5. And everybody could put their pieces together and make
Oh my
it.
god! I just have like different groups of everybody. Okay, everyone break into groups of 8, and then let's all.
Do you guys, are they doing that this year? Because Celebration has done that in the past, where they have like a diorama or something. And
yeah.
everybody can go sit and work on it, and after the 4 or 5 days, they have something done. I haven't really seen anything on that for this one. I hope they're still doing that.
Yeah, I don't think I have either. I've seen like the walls and stuff that they have people draw on and decorate. I don't know if they've done that this year.
Yeah, I guess we talked about this a little earlier. If anyone has finding any good YouTube videos of either people walking around or just general, because that's the only bad thing with the live stream is like they aren't really like walking into the booths so much, or the dealers, or like just seeing what general people are doing. So it's kind of, that's what we've been doing at night, is like looking on YouTube to try to find walkthroughs and stuff, just to get a feel for what the space is like.
Yeah. As like Celebration veterans, it's always like, oh, okay, so that's over there and that's over there.
Yeah.
How interesting.
It's like we want to get like a sense of direction of like where everything's at. So it's like, okay, it's a mix of going on YouTube. It's a mix of going on everyone's Twitter and like their Instagram photos. And
Yeah.
like, okay, where is everything at? And how is this? Yeah, we're mapping everything out.
I feel like
I still can't
there.
get over the live stage crowd going off to like the end of the building. I can't get over that, like mentally.
I feel like that's been the biggest audience this year, is that at that stage. I've never seen it just flooded like that.
No, I've seen it like just around the stage itself, never like as far as it goes.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
I can't
people
picture it.
are getting smarter, and I think because we always feel like when we're there's like so much stuff that we forget about the Star Wars stage and the live thing, and we usually catch a couple, but it's like there's always like really good stuff there. So maybe just the UK fans are smarter than us over here, and they're like, no, we're gonna stay right here because
we're gonna park right here.
We were really lucky in Anaheim, where we got a text where it was like, be at the live stage at 3:30. Trust me. And we went there. It was Pedro Pascal.
Yeah.
So it was really exciting because Gabe and I showed up, and we're just like, it's gonna be good, like, or maybe not. Maybe somebody's doing a trick on us. But yeah, we were really lucky for that, to see Pedro. That was great.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
I think they released their schedule this year too, so maybe that's why. Is because now people know when. Yeah, I just thought of that.
You're right. I think in the past, it was like you just happened to.
Yeah.
If you were walking by and something cool happened, you could run over there. But yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Mandalorian.
Kelly, were you yesterday? Do you know about the Mandalorian kid? We can't stop talking about the Mandalorian.
A hero amongst.
Silver, explain the Mandalorian kid.
Tell me.
So Kelly, yesterday, while we were all up at a insane hour, so the Lucas showcase panel's about to start. We're at home. We're just, on Twitter, refreshing any updates. I don't know how Gabe and Jason stumbled upon this kid. I did on YouTube. This kid him and his dad happened to be at the Lucasfilm panel showcase, streaming the entire thing.
Whole thing.
The whole thing was just streamed for us through their cell phone.
He's like a 10-year-old kid in a Mandalorian Halloween costume.
Yeah, he's in his Mandalorian Halloween zip-up costume. And just hearing his commentary, just excited about everything. We're on the edge of our seats trying to get as much information. But this sweet boy, big fan of Mandalorian. When they had that video on the Mandalorian panel with Pedro Pascal, this, I mean, talk about, probably Pedro Pascal's number one fan was this kid. This kid was top of his lungs screaming, Mandalorian, Mandalorian. And you just felt, man, we were just with this kid. We're just like, anyways, a hero amongst the Star Wars fans because he got us in there. Also, we were able to see just the excitement through his eyes, and it was just so much fun. But this kid he would go in and out of the live stream. So every time they had the going away, his footage would cut off, and then we would just be like, "Oh,
good kid."
Yeah, man. we don't want our friend to get in trouble and stuff, but we were just like, "Oh, he's back on." So
when we stumbled upon the video, we didn't know who was doing it, and then at one point he turned his phone around to his face
himself, and we're like, "Oh my god, it's this kid!
It's a kid.
He's dressed as the Mandalorian."
and he was like talking to the audience. I couldn't understand
I think he was speaking Spanish.
He's
He
was really excited to be there. Yeah, for sure. But a lot of people caught wind of this live video on this random YouTube channel, and this kid was streaming the whole thing, but it was pretty funny. It was quite so he was definitely deemed the hero for us Star Wars fans at home. It was pretty funny.
Now I gotta look him up. He sounds adorable.
Yeah, it was so funny.
Oh my god. Yeah, and what John and Dave were up on stage and he was screaming, Mandalorian!
Mandalorian! I'm telling you, that scream is I was saying it all day today. Every time there was some announcement, it's part of me. Yeah, a true king. I'm such a fan. Like I'm such a fan. Not here. I told Gabe and Jason, you got to get him on the show, man. I want all of his thoughts, his reactions.
When we do Mandalorian recaps, we're just gonna hand it over to him.
Or just send us in some screams.
Yeah. Let's check in with our informant.
So good.
Oh my god. Yeah. But that's what it's like. You guys are saying that's really what it's all about. That's like celebration magic. That Kelly, do you run into this when you try and explain to people who've never been to Celebration, like what Celebration is? And it's hard to define. When people always say it's unlike any other convention you go to. It's not like Comic-Cons. It's not like it is in a way. But there's a spirit at Celebration, like that is kind of personified by that kid going there, and is it the thing that everyone there all loves the same thing so passionately, like this one crazy thing? Like what makes Celebration special to you, Kelly?
I went once to San Diego Comic-Con, and it's still not even, which I would think is like size-wise maybe comparable, but it's like it's not even the same. I remember in Anaheim when Carl Weathers came out for his Mandalorian panel, he said something to the effect of, "This reminds me of a playoff football game, like a playoff college football game." And I was like, that's it. Like, that's the spirit where we're all cheering for the same thing. We all rooting for, the same thing and we're all together in this one room. And so when he said that, I was like, okay, that's the closest analogy I think I've ever heard to what it's like to be at Celebration. So I feel like you were saying, I think everybody at Celebration feels like they're on the same team, and then we're all like the same things, and we all are just, we're supporting the who we cheer for. In this case is like the filmmakers and the creators and the writers. Like, I feel like that's maybe the closest comparison you can get to it, but there's no other convention like it. So,
and the authors and the fellow fans, and like what other convention is as much of it is, the creators running things, as there's some, like the fan panels in London this year are out of control. Like some of the most interesting panels going on this year are ones that are 100% by the fans.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how it's always been too.
That
like,
is,
some of those small fan panels are like the best thing you're going to see at the show.
Yeah.
And every time it never fails. It's like, man, this stuff is really good, and it's all fan put on.
And it's the neat thing I always think of, that goes back to like how Celebration was originally conceived with Steve Sansweet and Mary Franklin that spirit is very much still alive, and I think that is just absolutely wonderful. It makes it truly unique than anything else. Because I've been to Comic Cons and I've been to Star Trek conventions, and they're not like that.
Yeah.
Nothing against any of that, but yeah. I don't know. I love it. Yeah.
I don't even know if there's
Yeah.
another fandom that could come together like this. Like I'm sure
Yeah.
there's probably like Doctor Who conventions or like you said Star Trek, but I think there's just something good and bad about how passionate Star Wars fans are in particular.
Yeah. And I think we like need this as fans, you know, because you know we sometimes, you know, good and bad days and stuff, but it's like a nice recharge. Like I feel like fueled up after one of these. And even though I'm not attending, like we're not attending in person, even doing things like this, hanging out at home and just like listening and just enjoying everything from home too, is just really nice and just a really great reminder of like just how positive it could be. And I think us as fans who, you know, love this stuff, you know, it's always good to be reminded of like, wow, like the good stuff. Like I'm telling you, like that Mandalorian kid is just, I'm so happy for him. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, it's so cool that, you know, again, like Kristen Baver did say that on stage. It's just like one big hug. Like you just feel that. So for sure. And it's like a nice recharge for our fandom.
Yeah, I think when Ming-Na Wen was on there today, she was making the point that you feel like a kid, and this is like those parts of a kid that, you know, that we all get to share. And I think having a space for that where it's okay to act like a kid. It's okay. You know, I was just talking about how I didn't want to talk about Star Wars. This is the place where everybody understands that and shares that. I think that Ming-Na Wen really captured that when she was saying, you know, we're all just kids and this gives us the chance to do that without embarrassment and just to embrace it. So I think that's why it's so fun.
Yeah, it's true because it is always like the high point is you see like really, really old fans and then really, really young fans and everyone's just having a good time. And and for us, it's always like we always find that one kid that's like, yeah, this is why they do this, and it's like this is why we're the crazy people we are today because we were that little kid all those years ago,
and we still are a little bit.
Yeah,
now.
we still are. And it's like, hey, we're not the only ones, so it's always a treat.
Well, I think on that note, I think we've gone full circle with the Celebration experience. This has been amazing, Kelly. Is there anything you want before we take another commercial break? Is there anything you want to plug? Anything you want to talk about that you got coming up?
I do have Star Wars conversation cards coming up. Those are at Celebration. If anybody is watching is actually at the show, they're at the Insight Editions booth. I can't remember the number, but they have they're actual little cards that have like topics, Star Wars topics and questions. I don't know what the ones they're handing out say, but it's things, you know, like basic stuff like what color would your lightsaber be? And then other cards are like, was Anakin the chosen one? So you can go like as far into these conversations as you want to. Like levels of Star Wars fandom kind of vary. So you know, I really enjoyed writing them. I wrote them with like my dad in mind. Like, what's a question I could ask my dad that we could talk about Star Wars? So they're for all levels of fandom, and they're debuting. It's like a box of cards with different topics, and it's debuting at Celebration, and it'll be available in July. So
cool.
That's awesome. Kelly, as a huge fan, I would like to request a Star Wars pun book from all your amazing puns. You know, for us Last of Us fans, if like, you know, the only book I have at the apocalypse, I would love Kelly Knox's Star Wars puns book to kind of keep me through it. So you guys aren't following Kelly on Twitter, please do so. It's it's just nothing but fun. But yes,
too many puns.
Yes,
we love.
Thank you.
Well, this has been great. Thank you so much, Kelly. Enjoy the rest of your Celebration experience.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Have fun, Kelly. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye, Kelly.
Bye.
All right, everybody, we're going to cut to another commercial break, but we'll be right back.
This is my creation. Call him Sparky.
Sparky. 僕の操作にすぐ反応する インテリジェントターボメカ、映像が自由にコントロールできるジョグシャトル。これが僕の世代のビデオだ。
すごい。
パナソニックハイファイマックロード F70。
パナソニック。
What's going on here?
Ed, I didn't know it was. Are we live? What's going? We normally record these like months in advance. What's happening?
Yeah. We're doing it live, Tom. We're making you work today.
Yes.
Do I have to play the theme song? Is that how this goes? Like, this is the 1984 podcast, right? Or...
Yeah, it
All right, that's all you're getting. I'm sorry.
That's fine.
That's what I do on a Saturday. I just sit around playing a guitar anyway. So
that's what we figured. It's like, well, just turn your camera on, and it's your normal Saturday.
That's right. Same location, same place, different noodling. I'll just do that in between. Yeah, thank you. Who, Bubba?
Please.
Oh yeah, there we go. I need to learn some. I need to learn like lapti neck, but like super heavy.
Yeah.
Oh Lord. Is that right?
Yeah.
Is that about right? Oh, whatever.
That's
It's amazing to see you two in the same place, but not at Celebration.
I don't know if you heard. We all sitting together. Working in the shadows.
Dude, it's like the Magic Castle piano, except it's just like me and a guitar, and I'm like chained up to a wall and sad, and you guys are just shouting out Van Halen songs, you know. That's for you, Phil.
No more bad.
No. All right. So Tom, how's your celebration going? What have you been doing?
Oh man, I feel so left out not being there.
Yeah.
I bet because you were like Anaheim, you were the king of celebration.
I don't know about that.
You were everywhere. You were on every panel. You were
in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. Is this one of those? Is that?
So how's it going for you? How's this weekend been for you?
It's good. I genuinely do feel disconnected from it. I feel like I've been just out of the loop. You know, like I'm catching bits and pieces, and I'm seeing stuff on Facebook and things like that coming through, and it always looks to me like I'm like, did I get all of it? What announcements have I missed? What have I heard? It's just it's a little weird to me.
Well, it seems like it's probably extra weird for you too, because if you're going to Celebration, you can't just like pack your bag the week before and jump on a plane. Like you're planning for it for months. So
yeah, there was so much lead up those last shows, and the shows themselves are just killer. Like they're absolutely exhausting. I saw in my YouTube feed today, we put up, if anybody saw our little Baby Yoda maquette, the concept maquette that Tony McVeigh sculpted, we have a replica of that. And I just shot a quick video panning across the table of a bunch of them laid out that they had just finished painting, which was super fun. I went to put that up, and in the feed was like a video of me at Celebration last year. And it's like, is this really that long ago? Because it doesn't feel like it's a year ago. And somehow I have energy in that video, and I don't remember having energy at that show. So it's like they must have recorded that like really early on one of the first days. Because that show put me under. I was wrecked.
Were you just like drinking chocolate that day or something? Was that?
I was just loading up on just pure Hershey's and Dr. Pepper, and just
that's what you're you need to dissolve the chocolate in the Dr. Pepper.
I'm unstoppable. Oh my word!
So what of the announcements that you've seen so far, Tom? All the things we're only 2 days in. We're technically halfway through Celebration. What stood out to you? What's piqued your interest? What's been something that's like you thought was cool?
It's a good question. So so far, and let me know. I'm calling up settings here and stuff. If my mic starts getting if anything sounds weird or whatever, let me know. I can tweak. But
we'll tell you. Don't worry.
Oh yeah, no, I know you're on it. I'm sorry.
You'll get nasty messages on your phone. You're running the stream, Tom.
God, Tom, you're feeding back. You know. So that's how my voice monitor feeds back. Like I just feed back in guitar now. You know, it's like Tom's too loud, and you just. So I've seen the indie trailer. That was probably the biggest, best thing so far for me. Saw the news about the 3 movies, but I still feel like I don't necessarily have a whole handle on that. I've seen a couple of the. Today I saw a few Hasbro announcements, but I really don't feel like I have a handle on any of that. Saw the Ahsoka trailer. That was cool. Saw that Thrawn, caught that. Awesome. I feel like that's all I've gotten so far. We have our indie stuff is going to debut on Monday. Will be the first time anybody sees what we've been working on for that.
No big deal. Which you released a little tease online yesterday.
We did, yeah. Yesterday, I think, if you go to the Regal Robot Facebook page, or, I mean, if you're one of the cool kids, maybe you go to the Regal Robot Fans and Collector Showcase, which is our Facebook group. Mm-hmm. And over there, you can, get even more sort of like inside tidbits and sneak peeks and teases and stuff like that. And I assume anyone watching is one of the cool kids. Let's just put that out there right now.
Yeah.
Very, very cool audience. Absolutely good looking too. While we're at it. So,
I don't know about Phil Showstack though.
That guy's suspect. No,
that's why he doesn't use his own photo.
Yeah, that's why it's just Nigel Tufnell.
That's right. The photo goes to 11, so that's good, you know. And so do I. So anyway, we've been working on that stuff a while. The last couple of days we've been in that like mad dash of like, oh right, Monday we have to show all this off. So like, a lot of T's and I's getting crossed and dotted and things like that. But Monday afternoon people will get their first look at it. Should be interesting. I'm very curious to see the reaction to it. We are, I think people would probably be surprised. We're sort of starting small with indie. We're trying not to overwhelm. We've got a ton of Star Wars stuff out. We have a lot of Star Wars stuff still coming. Mm-hmm. And I didn't want to, we weren't going to like dump out 20 pieces. They're all $500 items or something like that. We've got a range going from like, $30 all the way up to about $500 coming out this first time, but it really covers just about everywhere on that spectrum. I think it's about 6 pieces that we're starting with. But the important thing is there's a lot more in the works for indie. And, if these do well and if everybody reacts well, then, we have a lot on deck and we're approaching it the same way that we're doing Star Wars. Niche stuff, fun, goofy magnety type things, interesting wall decor, some really cool 3-dimensional wall decor, and then the prop replicas. And of course, because we're us, we're going to Skywalker Ranch, buying T-shirts apparently, and and when we're not buying T-shirts, we are it's definitely the place to be. I've renamed this the Twin Sons room for the day. How about that? But
2 p.m. somewhere. So
yeah, that's right. That's right. And so yeah, no, we're going to the ranch and we're scanning the real props, and even on some of the things like the magnets, we're bringing some of that scan data into it and things like that because why wouldn't we?
Tom, have you thought it's? I think it's been really interesting, and you guys must be feeling this too with introducing Indiana Jones into a world for you guys that has been very much Star Wars, where at Celebration, this is the most Indiana Jones we've ever had at a celebration. To like, what was it yesterday when Phoebe Waller-Bridge and Mads Mikkelsen came out, and the Indy theme is just playing on the live stage.
The Harrison Ford video.
Yeah, the Harrison Ford
Yeah.
video. And I've always loved the overlap with Star Wars and Indiana Jones. That it's kind of like if you like Star Wars, chances are you also like Indiana Jones. I don't know what has that been interesting for you, and it's got to be unique for you because, like I said, you guys you're doing it.
Yeah,
You're living that life.
Yeah,
it is definitely weird, and it's on the Disney side of things, it is a separate individual license, so there's a lot of back end that comes along with all of this stuff. So it is that part of it's definitely a little weird, but in terms of the what we're making and things like that, like that's it feels just like it's just part of our stride. And I think part of that is, you're seeing all this, I'm just trying to situate myself better here. You're seeing all of this indie love there because, Star Wars fans love Indiana Jones. It's not, Rob and I were talking about this yesterday or Thursday. We did a brief live from the studio. And for both of us, it's like Star Wars, indie, like right neck and neck for the top. And I don't think that's different for a lot of Star Wars fans. I don't know. How about you guys? Like, is it that way for you? Do you feel like it's like just literally neck and neck for the two of them?
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all the same stuff.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah. Yeah. Silver, how about you?
Yeah, same. It's the same stuff for me. It's I grew up with both of them, almost like the same thing, watching them with my dad, and they're just both comforting. So I definitely just kind of hold them neck to neck for sure.
Yeah, that's it.
Ford in them. What more do you want?
I know. Harrison Ford is the one to unite unite us all.
That's right. Well, yeah, you got was it General Veers too, and Admiral Ozzel?
Porkins.
That's right. Yeah. Does Pat Roach cross over? I never really thought I don't think he does. I think he's just purely indie at that point.
I think you might be right.
If not, I mean, that's a missed opportunity.
Is Pat Roach, is he in like Superman the movie or something? Because there's a lot of like crossover Superman the movie in Star Wars.
I don't know, but I bet. Yeah, I mean, that definitely feels like it's just all of that. With all of that stuff was just, so cross-pollinated with crew that it's interesting. I think partially because I'm into the like collecting real props and stuff like that. You get a little more sense of that because a lot of these real props are coming from people who worked on the movies, and you get a big, there's always this big thing of like, oh, I worked on Indiana Jones 2, or I worked on Superman 2, and I worked on Empire, and there's so much overlap on the crew side of it that it's almost surprising when there's not more actors crossing over.
Yeah,
I think a big thing too is just I think something I love with the indie movies is just they have that George Lucas spirit.
Yes.
They have, it's like if whatever that unique like undefinable thing that makes Star Wars, that George Lucasness of it all, that is present in the Indiana Jones movies. It's like a weird nature, like an old-fashioned nature, it's kind of corny, cheesy nature, fun with a capital F. You know, that's
Yeah.
though. It's the thing. I don't.
Yeah.
It's
They're
like
unabashed.
unabashed. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there is, I think, indie, certainly Raiders, really than anything, is just a perfect film, and I mean that not just like it's a fun film, not just like it's a good film, but it is something that agrees with itself all the way through. And never once varies from its tone. It knows how far it wants to push the humor. It knows how far it wants to push the boundaries of, physics and things like that. And it doesn't go past that. And it maintains that pace and sense of fun throughout. And the characters all have the same degree of over-the-topedness, And it really, to me, that first one especially is so perfect and just such a great movie. And yeah, when it came time for us, where it was like, oh, could we get the license for that too? Could we do this stuff? When we start talking about stuff like that at the shop, it's usually me and Rob and Rich Riley will put our heads together and just kind of start jotting down ideas. And for almost any of the licenses we've talked about, certainly Star Wars. It's funny, when we first got the Star Wars license, we actually did like a little summit at the shop, and Rich came up and Brian Lewis came out from California and Gordon was out, I think. And we all just like sat at a big table in the middle of the studio and like with a ton of paper and just started making sketches and ideas for like 2 days straight. And it was very clear very early on. It was like, well, we've got enough here to make 17 years worth of licensed product. So I guess we're okay to do this. And with indie, it was totally the same thing. It was like, okay, well, if we were doing indie, what are the categories we'd get? All right, we'd be getting home decor. We'd be able to do tabletop stuff, wall decor, desk stuff, some light furniture, some other stuff like that. And then on the collectible side, prop replicas and busts and things if we wanted. And it was just sort of like, okay, within each category, what do we have? And it was like, 15 minutes later, it's just pages and pages of like, oh yeah, and then, oh, a magnet of this. Oh wait, what if we did a 2-pack with that? And it was just so obvious and clear. It was like, okay, no, this is going to work. Let's just do it. This is all great. And now we get to start showing that to people. So
it's extra exciting too, because we can probably assume that how you treat the Star Wars stuff and picking things that no one else is going to pick to make, that same approach is going to happen to indie and bless you for being as brave as you are to do what you do.
Yeah, definitely. Well, and I'm part of the reason, it's not even, I don't know if it's bravery or just, well, there's a fine line between bravery and stupidity, I believe is the term. But I think it's just, so much of what we do is simply based on what do we want to put on our shelves? What is something that we look at and go, well, I don't want that. That somebody did that. So like, well, I want something different. What's different? What can we do? And that's where a lot of that comes from. I mean, the whole maquette line, which, we just had Yak Face go up this week, and that's sold out within like 12 hours, which is awesome. Thank you. Yeah. Our first with Judy Elkins. How cool is that? And thank you guys. So if anybody didn't catch it, am I pointing in the right direction? They put up my chat with Judy Elkins on the Blast Points Presents. And I hope folks will listen to it and have a lot of fun. She's awesome.
Just to say that too, that one is so much fun because it's always fun to hear people who worked on Star Wars who kind of don't care about Star Wars talk about Star Wars. Like, that perspective is so much fun to hear because we're so used to like, oh, it's Star Wars. Oh, it's,
right.
our whole lives. And then it's like, I worked on this way back when. It was kind of cool. And like, I want to talk about other stuff. Like it was such a cool chat with her.
Yeah, for sure. No, and sorry, I just lost my monitor here. So There we go. She's just a lot of fun. I've been talking with her for a few months prior to even doing the Yak Face edition because thank you, Drink the Movies. I don't recommend that. I recommend drinking while you watch the movies. But do you put them in a blender? Like, how are you? If you can let us know in the comments, I'd love to know, like, how are you achieving this? But no, she and I were chatting. The first conversation I had with her, it was just kind of like, okay, let me get in a quick call and just introduce. And then it was like an hour long of us just talking about what she had done in movies and all of this stuff. Like, we could probably do another hour or two with her just on what she did after Star Wars. Cause we took her from college to Return of the Jedi. And, you know, after that, she goes to Star Trek, really is the biggest thing she winds up with, even making models for some of the shows and things like that. And just, you know, all around talent, all around creative person, really, really like just nice person to talk to too. Like, she's just very sweet, very nice, not jaded in any possible way. I think, and no, I know she's so appreciative of people's love for what she's doing, and what she's done rather. She wrote the night of the Yak Face thing going up and going like, I just went to the website. Is it really sold out? You know, and it was like amazing to her that many people that quickly wanted to get her work with her signature, celebrating the work she did on Return of the Jedi. And, you know, I just think that's really, really cool. I'm so glad that happened. It was weird timing because Celebration was coming and we were a little nervous putting that out. But we have so much stuff backloaded for this year that we didn't want to hold off any longer either. So I could actually, at some point, we don't have to do it right now, but I've wrote down what's coming because I can't keep track of things anymore. But I figure Celebration's a good time to give people a sneak, you know, if not a peek, at least a listen to stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I do want to say, it is the thing with the maquette line, which makes it even extra special, is that you're putting in that extra effort to share the appreciation of those things with the creators, as much as it's just fun for you to put them out and have them on your shelf. Like the fact that the creators get to go along for the ride of, you know, knowing it's coming out, seeing the fans buy it, seeing it sell out. Like, that's as cool as the actual thing existing for people.
And they're all so great, you know. I've said this before, and I might have said it on your show, but this is a live stream, so it's totally different. So I'll just say it again. But, you know, there's always the whole, like, don't meet your heroes thing. And I feel like when it comes to behind the scenes people, that doesn't apply because, you know, maybe it's a different type of ego when you are not in front of a camera. They are, you know, they're so used to being obscured, you know, off camera, under the camera. Like, puppeteers are a great example of this. You know, it's like they're used to being crammed in a box with, you know, just their wrist showing, but then that's covered in fleece. And, you know, they're just like, oh, all right, I guess no one knows I'm down here, you know. So when they get appreciated, they appreciate that much more because they're just so used to being crammed in a box and no one pays attention to them, you know, or they're green screened out puppeteering Baby Yoda's hands or something. And I feel like 201, everybody we've dealt with on these maquettes and all of the behind the scenes people I've gotten to know over the years, which is insane to me how many of these people I've gotten to meet and know. And they're all just amazing, and they're all so generous with their time and so patient with ridiculous questions from me. Just absolutely stupid questions that I'm telling them. But you know, this is maybe a little chance for us to put a spotlight and take the camera and shift it over. You know, it's like, oh, okay, this isn't okay. Yeah, there's Yak Face, great, but like, here's how it happened. Because not a lot of people know that. Judy's not even mentioned by name in any of the old documentaries. Who do you get? Head of department. If you're lucky, you've got Phil Tippett gets a mention, Stuart Freeborn gets a mention. I don't know that there's really any others that really get called out. And you'll see in them, you'll see Stuart Ziff or Kirk Thatcher, Dave Carson gets a couple of close-ups sculpting some things. But they never get a call out. They never get a mention. And, these people are like, they're our rock stars. So I want to give them a little platform and let them sing. And thank you guys for resharing those when we do them too, because I think, they're okay as YouTube things where we put them up, but people don't need to see us. So it's probably even better, just
Especially
listening
after
in your
today, now that
car.
we're talking, they're gonna be like, why did I have to see Tom?
Literally what happened, Tom, is I was listening to one of your YouTube chats at work, and I was like, this is so good. And I was a little bit jealous, and I was like, I wish we could put this out. And then I was just like, well, why don't I just ask Tom?
He's a jerk. He'll probably say no. Oh no, I'm so glad you did, because it's just, I think they do make nice, audio only kind of things. I think it's a nice way for people to digest them. I think also because I'm giving you guys kind of like the unfiltered version, the full length, warts and all kind of conversation. It really does lend itself to listening in the car, in traffic, trying to distract yourself from the misery of your drive. That's me, a slight distraction from your misery.
Put that on the back of the Regal Robot t-shirt.
That's right. Oh.
So yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Well, I guess
Yes.
you can either play guitar, or I guess if you want to tell people what exciting things are in store for.
Yeah. All right. Guitar it is. So let's see here. All right. Upcoming Regal stuff. Okay. So, Monday, first look at Indiana Jones, probably in the afternoon. We'll send out an email about it to tell folks when that blog post is up. Otherwise, just go to our website and hit refresh all day long. The alternative would be go to our website now and click on the little newsletter thing at the bottom of the page and enter your email address into it. And then we'll just send you an email when it's ready. And you don't have to sit around all day hitting refresh like Jason's going to. The next thing that'll probably come out sometime in the next couple of weeks is we've got 2 magnets in the works that are based on Mandalorian season 3. One's season 3, one is kind of a little more overall. So we don't have a firm date on those because we are just in. All right, hold on, wait a minute. Hold on, I'm gonna need a flanger though. Stand by, whatever your name was.
Magnet. Hold on, let's
just no. I've been asked, like I've been challenged here.
Yes.
Are you happy now? Are you entertained, Bill Rudd? Oh my goodness.
Okay.
So 2 magnets coming out. Sometime around probably either next week or the following week, we should have those 2 out. $30 each, like the other ones, $29.99, nothing crazy. But but they're cool, and they kind of go with a bunch of the other stuff we've done. So so it's neat. It's stuff I wish we could have gotten out sooner, but they are very very tight-lipped when it comes to Mando releases over at Lucasfilm. They're trying to maintain surprises. I guess they're keeping that whole Baby Yoda vibe of stuff. So anyway, those are coming very soon. The 25th is when, oh, thank goodness. Okay. Whew. I was worried he wasn't entertained. Our first indie items come out on the 25th of April. Will be people's chance to get those. There are 6 items. There's magnets. There's a bit of furniture. There's a sculptural wall decor kind of thing. There's a flat wall decor piece and a prop replica. And like I said, a lot in the works. Let's see. After that, we've got 4 for the 4th. So
Wow.
May the 4th will be technically, I guess, for this May the 4th, even though we weren't selling the first May the 4th for Regal as a company, it's now that'll be 7 years. And so for this May the 4th, we've got all 40th anniversary Return of the Jedi inspired things.
Wow.
4 new pieces. These are all decor, so very inspired by, fun, like the other stuff. There is a new mini skull coming out. There are 2 new magnets coming out and a new towel ring. So this is the first we've mentioned any of this. What's that?
All Return of the Jedi.
All Return of the Jedi based. So really fun. They're all very fun things. They've been each of them has already been stuff that we've been making, and so they're in production and they're going to be ready to go. And then the next thing up will be for the 25th. So 25th, 40th of Return of the Jedi, is the 40th anniversary of my parents driving me to the Twin Theater to go see Return of the Jedi, seeing the giant line that wrapped all the way around the back of the mall, and driving me away from the theater that was showing Return of the Jedi.
Oh no.
You've been making up for that ever since.
Oh no. Yeah.
Great sadness. Yes, this is what caused
therapy.
all of the rest of it. Thanks, Mom.
You got another request here.
Oh no. Okay. All right. Hold on. What do I need for
Called
that?
out again.
I could take the delay off. I guess is that a I get like a phaser if you get the beginning that right? Like a little of that. Hold on. There it is. Just give me a minute. I'm on the spot here. I can do it. Anyway. I mean, perfect. Exactly our type of customer. That's what we're looking for. Yeah. No, and that's the way we're trying to think about it. It's like, where can you put Star Wars that you're not already putting it?
Because eventually you run out of room in the normal places, right? Yeah. So you need
yeah.
Listen, to some people, Star Wars in the bathroom is a normal place. Let's not judge. All right, there. Okay, judgy Gabe. All right. There's something about coming up with new ways to put Star Wars in people's homes that's a lot of fun. And trying to think of things that, like you said before, like thinking of things other people wouldn't do. I think that's just good business in general, right? Like come up with stuff that other people aren't already doing so that you're not competing. And I'm really proud that we've done that. Like, I feel like Regal, I was actually thinking just today, I was like, I should put something on our Facebook group, which once again, the Regal Robot Fan and Collector Showcase Facebook group on Facebook, go find it. It's where all the cool kids go after they've gone to the Super Chill group, which is obviously the place to be. The second place to be is the Regal Robot Facebook group. But I was thinking, like, I would love to get a broad sense of, like, what do people think of when they think Regal Robot? You know what I mean? Like, what's coming to mind? What's making them, what drives them in terms of what they want from us and things like that. But really, like, I feel like I have a handle on what our identity is. And I feel like I know instantly when we're talking about products, if it's something that's like an us product or not. And I'd be really curious, like, how is that interpreted externally? Because maybe we're not doing as good a job of getting across as I think, or maybe we're nailing it. I don't know. So maybe I'll put something like that up in the group. I would love to hear what folks think about that. And I think for us, you know, carving that niche is like pretty crucial. Like, we're a small company. There's no competing against, you know, Sideshows and Hasbros and all of those guys. There's no coming into that. They've got that market. So we've got to come in and really be us, really do something different and give people something they're never going to. I mean, what licensed company goes into the archives? Well, for starters, not a lot of them do. But let's say, you know, they all did. Which one immediately goes to the shelf of maquettes from Return of the Jedi? You know, it's like, oh, look, weird Jabba the Hutt #2 with lots of, you know, all sorts of things on them and extra feet. And that one looks like the special edition Jabba the Hutt.
That's my job.
That really, there is a big, it's giant. I don't know if it's special edition or episode 1. Technically, it would have been sculpted around the same time. But I think it was the late Richard. Was it Richard Miller who sculpted that one? Anyway, so for us, yeah, it really is about, like, you know, keeping that unique stuff. And with that in mind, back to where I started before we had a request and I had to veer off. So May 25th, 40th anniversary of my great disappointment. But then, you know, got to see it a few days later and it was a lot of fun. But 40th anniversary, one of my favorite movies, Return of the Jedi. We have a new piece coming out. It's very special. It is actually labeled a 40th anniversary piece. It has a special plaque for the 40th anniversary, and it will be only available for 40 hours.
Wow.
So it'll go up the afternoon of the 25th. It'll be available for 40 hours. We will make as many as people buy in that 40 hours so that we don't want to cut anybody out of this. And we'll see how that goes. But it's really cool. So I'm excited, but I can't say more.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, even though you didn't have to go to Celebration, you're pretty busy.
Yeah.
So, yes. So, on top of that, we've got, like, you know, just business stuff. Like, this is the end of a quarter, so we've got to, like, report and pay royalties and all of this, like, you know, accounting that I'm doing. And, like, we just had to go through tax season. It was like, oh, it's a little exhausting, but somehow I'm managing to stay on top of things. So far, so good. And we're trying to make all the stuff that we've already got going. So, like, I think they're casting, I want to say they were up to about 110 out of the yak faces are already cast, and most of those are base painted. The Baby Yodas are, like, filling the studio. Like, it looks like they're gonna, like, the claw is our master. Like, it looks like that. It should just be bopping up and down. There's so many of them. So I want to say that they've got about 50 of those completely done, and then another 30 to 40 that are painted most of the way except for the eyes, and then another 20 or so that are cast. And every day there's just more and more of those. The Tusken Raiders are going, the life-size Tusken Raiders. So here's a fun fact. When you not yet, I don't know, we'll have to get Tony McVeigh to make one. When you make 150 life-size busts of Tusken Raiders, that means about 4,000 shredded bandages have to be made.
Wow.
That takes a surprising amount of time.
Yeah.
There's not a machine for that, you know? There's like, it's, you know, there's not like a, okay, just pump me out distressed bandages machine. So we had custom fabric run that we had to have custom loomed because they don't make that same fabric anymore. We had that run, we got it in. I wasn't happy with the color on it, and we were trying to do some dyeing, and I scrapped it, and we had a whole nother batch made in the right color, which makes me happy because I'm like obsessed with color on this stuff. But then we had to cut it into various thicknesses and strips based on how many go on each head. Then each one of them gets hand shredded on the edges and roughed up just on the surface so that you get some physical distressing on it. Then actually, there was a paint distressing step prior to this. Then there's a second paint distressing step. And then there's a third step that really adds some wildness to it and makes it no longer look like just freshly cut fabric. Even if you rough up the edges of fabric, it still looks new to me. And we've got a little trick that I came up with that gets around that. So I'm excited about that. But that step takes time too. So they've been, for like the last 2.5 months, cutting strips of fabric and aging them, and it's insane how much goes into it. And they're casting up heads and working on those and the torsos and stuff, and the molds are tricky on those torsos because they've got 2 posts that have to go in, but whatever. I mean, that's what we do. But yeah, there's so much going on in the shop. Those are like, it's not even a third of what's happening. We're also building 5 life-size Chewbaccas right now, the full body 7.5 foot tall Chewies.
As you do.
Exactly. So those are going, all the indie development and production. We are still, developing maquettes. We have been working very far ahead on those, which is a good thing because we're usually down to the wire on development. And Rob just did another trip to the archives about 2 weeks ago, was scanning some more stuff, indie and Star Wars stuff. Some prequel stuff too while we were there this time. There's a lot going. And then the TSD stuff, my other company, Tom Spina Designs, we've got at the moment a couple of Batman suits that are being restored. We've got stuff that we're restoring for Prop Store for their next auction. We've got a whole bunch of things from Power Rangers and other movies and things like that are in the works. We just got a huge costume. I don't know if I can say what it is on the air, but very just impressive, iconic costume to make a display for, as well as a handful of, right now we're actually doing a few wax figures for a museum display, which are really cool. Eventually we'll be able to talk about it. The people that we're doing are like historical, but not people that you would know, but are so important and have like, yeah, it's like a medical community thing. They're like a medical inventor type thing that invented something that you don't think about. Like you're just like, oh, it's just always been. But this is like the 3 guys that were responsible for that, and we're doing that, and it's really, really interesting and fun and challenging and all of that.
Why are you at home then?
I lucked out today. Christine went into the shop. Thank you, Christine. And I let her bring her dog with her today, but she had to go. We had FedEx packages coming today from one of our biggest clients with 4 expensive props, and we needed someone there to receive them. And thankfully, she volunteered to go. So I got a morning off.
Sorry we didn't let you take your whole morning off.
Yeah. Oh, goodness.
Something I was thinking what you were saying earlier with how Regal Robot is perceived, and that is something we were talking to Kelly about earlier. I think probably your experiences at Celebration, and you are always, when you're not doing a panel, you are there behind your table. I don't know how many times Gabe and I are like, oh, we should go talk to Spina. And we're like, he's 6 people deep waiting to talk to him.
There's a queue just to talk to Tom.
Yeah. And
It's like a zombie movie at those shows sometimes. Yeah, like
at Anaheim, your voice went out and you had like a stormtrooper microphone to amplify your fragile voice.
My wife made me do that. And I'm so glad she did, because I was like, the second day in, I was
Oh,
just
no.
toasted. It didn't help. Funko was around the corner from us with their DJ, just like blasting the whole time. And it's just like, hey, how much is the Rancor Corbel? And it's just like, you know, like, oh.
But you had, I imagine, because we were talking to Kelly about how the spirit of Celebration is different than any other convention you go to.
Yeah.
And I imagine you have just got to get just so much love from people coming up to your booth.
It is pretty freaking awesome. Yeah, in that regard. It's weird. I like to make that, like, but my stepdad's whole thing was always, in the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. I like to say that because I'm like, all right, yeah, king, but king of the nerds, like, but I'm one of us, so it's fine, But it is, no, it's kind of amazing. Like I think the funniest part of it is when we bring people to the shows that haven't been to one of them yet from the shop, and they only know me as an awesome boss who sits on it backwards and puts his cap on backwards and said, "Hey kids, let's rap about what we're going to do today. Shredding up bandages is cool." But I think it is always funny. Christine has been to a bunch of them, and so she's used to it, and she makes fun of me to know it's like, oh, the Tom Spina. I get a lot of that. But I love when someone new from the shop goes and someone like tugs on their chest, like, "Hey, is that Tom Spina?" And she's like, "What?" Like, yes. But yeah, I mean, it's super cool. And what's great is it's not just Regal people. It'd be one thing if it was like just people saying, "Hey, I like buying your stuff," like that. I mean, that's great. Thank you. Please keep doing that. Do it a lot more. But it is nice that folks just, appreciate the, I guess, me as a researcher, maybe, is that a good kind of term for it? Or just that
historian.
Yeah, like that they find the stuff I say interesting. In my daily life, that does not happen. It's the opposite. I'm surrounded by people that work for me that are very young, and my wife, who's been with me for 2.5 decades and does not need to hear any of my stories anymore. So anytime someone is like, "Tom Spina, can you talk to me?" It's like, oh, thank God, yes, please. Where's my Stormtrooper microphone?
Yeah. Why?
We splitting up now. So yeah, it is super cool. It's weird. It is weird though.
But what do you, we were talking to Kelly about this, like, what is it that you think, in your opinion? Because, like, what was it last year? A video showed up on our Facebook group with rare footage of you at Celebration 2 in 2002, which Gabe and I were also at. We're all veterans of Celebration, and Celebration is unlike any other convention anywhere else in the world. Why? What, in your opinion, why do you think that is?
Focus. What I mean is focus. Figure it out. I don't know. Focus, please, both of you. No, it is. I genuinely think it is focus, because we've done other, and thank you, Bill Rudd. We've done other conventions, and I've been to tons of conventions over the years, and all of them are broad. In some sense, in a way that Star Wars Celebration isn't. Not all of them, but most. Certainly Comic-Con. We've done that as a company, and I've done it as someone building stuff for the show, and I've done it just in general. And there's so many different. There are just so many IPs there that if you have a booth at Comic-Con, 90% of the people don't even want to stop at your booth. You know what I mean? Like they're not there for the same reason. They're not all celebrating the same thing. You go to some of the monster shows in New Jersey and stuff like that I've gone to forever. There's people there because they want to see old movie stars. There's people there that want to see the WWF guys that go there. There's people there that are into old horror movies, people that are into 80s horror movies, which I'm now being told are old horror movies, but whatever, those people don't know what they're talking about. There's people into modern horror. There's people who like, posters and toys and whatever else. And, again, it's just this huge mass of disparate interests. Whereas Star Wars Celebration, everybody's there for the same reason. I do wonder if the expansion of the Star Wars universe may get to a point where Star Wars becomes so broad that Star Wars Celebration might lose some of that feel. And I don't know that it will. I'm just think this is me just literally talking in circles here. So feel free to cut my mic and shut me off. But I think, right now, that's probably the biggest thing that makes it so special. We're all there for the same reason. We're all celebrating the same thing. And it's a friendly show. It's a fun show. Maybe it's a bit like Raiders. You know what I mean? It knows what it is. The people that produce the live stage know what they're doing up there. They know what energy they're trying to create. They know that they just have to load up Carboni and push him out on stage and let him do his thing. No, it agrees with itself as a show. The merchandise always has a wink. You know what I mean? That's fun. It makes people feel like they're in the know. It makes people feel like they're in on the joke. That's something we like to do. I love giving people that feeling of okay, you get it, So yeah, that's my 2 cents. I think that was $12, but whatever. I'll call it 2 cents.
No, that was perfect.
Yeah.
That was absolutely perfect.
Sorry. That's what I like. When I'm just sitting around at the house, there's a lot of times where there's just a guitar in between. Sorry.
I hope anyone just tuning in.
Just
let's see what this Blast Points and Star Wars Thrifting super live stream is like.
Live show, yes.
Somebody's back.
Oh no.
We got a request.
I can't do that on a guitar.
He's a sly one.
Aha! Take that, Showsack. Whatever.
You can always quit while you're ahead.
Please.
Oh my god! Yeah.
Who is that?
Yeah.
Somebody asked about the guitar.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
they want to know what kind of guitar it is.
All right, hold on. Let me see if I can get it into frame here. Chair out of the way. So it's technically an N4. I guess N4, not authentic, vintage. I don't know, whichever one it was. But it's now just the 4. I bought it secondhand because I really like the neck on it. It's just really, really comfortable for me. It just felt right. I love it's got this crazy cutaway on the back, so there's just full access to every fret, no problem. But I switched out the pickups. This is a Seymour Duncan Frankenstein. It's their IM1 from about 5 or 6 years ago. This is a Duncan 59. That actually is original. But what I did was I put in these called triple shot rings, and it allows you to change each pickup from parallel, series, or individual particular, single coils. And I've got to actually restart my GarageBand here. Hold on 1 second so my monitor comes back to me. but anyway, with all of those the pickup switches there, I can do just about anything on this. I can go from like Strat like clean to just as dirty as you want to get. I did put in Eddie Van Halen's little D-tuna there to do drop D on a dime, which is nice in case you have to. And I did put in a separate volume, which I use just for this pickup, which I've always done on my guitars. I like to have. It's a trick from an old. I guess it was probably on the I don't know if it was on the Gibson Explorers, but it was on their 60s Flying V's. It allows you to set the pickup volume on this real low. Anyway, I like to be able to do that. A big thing for me is getting a guitar where I can kind of have one patch on my amp, and because I used to just run directly into the amp, and it was always dirty. It was an old Marshall, and so you watch your mouth, but but it does having that flexibility with the volume control. I like to use settings that I can just turn the volume way down and get a clean sound. Anyway, I could go on much too long about that, so I'll stop right now. But I enjoy it, and this has become like the main baby. This was it kind of hit me out of nowhere. I got it on a whim, used, like I said, and then started tinkering with it and made it mine.
Is that you talking or your wife?
Both.
All right.
That is so cool.
So, Tom, is there anything else you want to plug or promote or anything?
Oh goodness!
I
think. I mean, if people
relaxing afternoon.
That's right. If people take away one thing today, it should be that apparently my wife found me secondhand, tinkered with me, and now I'm made it mine. It's look up that Facebook group. We're almost at 1,000 people, and at 1,000 people, we're going to do a kick-ass contest over there and give something cool away. I think the last contest was like $100 gift certificate, so this will probably be even better than that, and that's pretty good. So go to Facebook and just search Regal Robot Fan and Collector Showcase, or just Regal Robot Showcase. It'll come right up. And come join us over there. It's a lot of fun. We share a lot of behind the scenes stuff. We ask a lot of questions. We answer your questions. And it gives us a really great way to interact directly with the folks that pick up our stuff, or even if they just like our stuff. And then otherwise, the usual, go follow at Tom Spina Designs. We're everywhere. Go follow at Regal Robot. Regal's doing a lot more on YouTube lately. Go to YouTube, find us, like and subscribe, as the kids say. Do one of these. I think that's what you have to do, right?
Ring the bell.
That's right. Ring the bell. Smash that subscribe button. That's right. And otherwise, go to the. Does Blast Points have an official YouTube page at this point? Is this
people are on it right now?
That's what they're on right now. Yeah.
Do it. Okay, so then they've got to also do. So stop whatever you're doing right now. Well, I mean, keep watching, but also, hit the buttons.
Yeah, everyone show some class. Everyone, make sure we're subscribing and smashing buttons.
That's right.
Show some class. There we go.
Well, I think
just talk right over me if I start doing that. I can't help it. It's like Tom Tourette's, like it's a guitar Tourette's or something.
It's like,
No offense
it's
to
like
anybody with Tourette's.
we're getting an insight of your like mind, how your mind works. It's pretty cool, actually.
It's chaotic.
Yeah.
No, like my the surface is just like, and then underneath it's just.
Thank you so much, Tom.
Thank you,
You're
Tom. Always a pleasure. Always fun.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me. As always, I really just greatly always enjoy our time together. And yeah, you know where to reach me whenever you need me. The Spina phone is standing by with Cantina Band number 2.
Always.
Yay.
So thank you very much, everybody.
Bye. Thanks,
Thank
Tom.
you.
Thanks everybody for watching as well and putting up with us.
We're gonna
Yeah,
run another commercial here, and then we'll come back because we have a giveaway. I think. Silver, is it now a good time to do the giveaway, or do we have?
Yes, let's
All right.
do it.
All right.
All right.
Bye.
So, bye, Tom.
Bye, Tom.
The Olympics consist of testing one's potential.
オリンピックは自分の可能性に挑戦することだ。
I think
可能性の限界に達した時、
form.
人は最も美しいフォルムになるだろう。92年バルセロナの感動はパナソニック2分の1インチデジタル VTR システムが撮影編集し世界に送ります。
I've always wondered how
選手たちの美しいフォル
video
ムに
images
映像はどこまで迫ることができるだろうか。パナソニックのデジタル技術が映像の世界を変えていく。
to create images
映像はいつ
is
も
always a challenge.
可能性への挑戦だ。
Digital magic.
Panasonic.
All right.
Listen, digital magic. My goodness, there's nothing like it.
It's how we live our lives.
He was so cool the way he said it. Digital magic.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. You guys, what a great day too.
Oh my God. Yeah. I
This
can't
was
believe it's over. We're
this
like
is-
almost to the end of the day. We got to go to bed.
I know.
We got to go to bed soon.
I know. I still don't know what time it is. I don't even know if it's lunch or breakfast for me. Who knows? Or dinner. But hey everyone, thanks for joining. Thanks for hanging out with us all day. This has been really fun. But yeah, you guys, we had a contest yesterday on a lightsaber build, and we've had some contestants showcase some amazing lightsabers, and we picked our winner, but everyone's a winner in this game. For those who sent their lightsabers, they were all just too good. We are sending some Nerd Matters swag, exclusive London swag,
Look at
your
this stuff.
way.
Look at this stuff. Ben.
Celebration.
Ben.
Celebrate Ben.
Celebrate Ben, London. An amazing Ben. We love Ben. We love all the Bens.
We've got little Ben Quadraneros pins
Amazing.
with Celebration London. We've got double decker AT-AT Walker keychains. We've got double decker AT-AT Walker pins with this cool, look at this little Union Jack Star Wars on the back.
So cool. It's like we're at London.
It's like we're at London.
Like we're
Look,
at
we got-
London.
We got stickers, the high ground. We
That
got
is.
got Ben Quadranero stickers. We got
I'm a big fan of the high ground one. I don't know.
Yeah, there's something about the high
So
high
obvious,
ground
but
one.
so
Yeah. Yeah.
clever.
I mean, yeah,
Cool.
look at this sticker.
Yeah.
Look at this sticker. Everybody wants that. Everybody wants that.
Yeah.
And if you, right, Silver, if you entered the lightsaber contest, you're getting some Nerd Matter stuff.
Yeah. So listen, we had a blast seeing these lightsaber builds. So we're actually gonna, we're gonna share some talented folks we have within the community. So I think you guys have the pictures that I sent ready to go.
Do we?
Let's hold on a sec here.
Just
Somebody forgot to
kidding.
send me the
It-
pictures.
Oh, if we don't, it's fine. So yeah, so we have, yeah, so anyways, just amazing. I came up with a silly idea to announce and celebrate the Master Ray Skywalker. We're attending her academy. And yeah, so you guys, if we don't have the pictures, it's cool.
Well,
I could.
we're super high tech.
Oh,
We're gonna hold them up to
let's
the
do
camera.
it. Okay,
No,
let's do it
okay.
that way. All right, first up. Okay, we have the orange lightsaber crossguard, and this is from our friend Travis. Travis. This is Travis from the host of Force Time Pod. Travis made this amazing. I mean, look at this. It's a crossguard. It's the creamsicle color crossguard lightsaber with the blue hilt. And if that doesn't scream, we're excited for the Ahsoka Tano show, then I don't know what does. Yes, look at that. Showcasing Ahsoka colors. We're excited for the Ahsoka show. And we have the creamsicle lightsaber blade. Super cool. Nice, awesome job, Travis. Next on the. All right, and then we have this is Robbie Martin who made who is opposing with Grogu himself. Also the second, the one to also get escort Grogu out of the temple. Robbie has a banana hilt. This is a banana hilt. And it's the inspiration what Count Dooku had, I think, is a banana hilt. So super cool. And this is from Robbie Martin. My goodness. I mean, if this is not Scream Jedi Master, I mean, I don't know what does, you know?
Here's another close up of the
Look at the banana hill, and my goodness, I mean, this is just too good.
It's a lightsaber and a healthy snack.
Yes, it gets something that can do both. Too good. All right, next up, we have, and this is from our friend Clumsy Blasters. And Clumsy Blasters lives in Hawaii, and who's actually a prop builder. If you go on Clumsy Blasters Instagram, you'll be able to see like a lot of cool stuff that they do. Yeah, so just kind of different parts. There is a juice cap involved, a radio tube, just some metallic wrapping paper, just some cool stuff. I mean, look at that. That is so cool. I mean, I wish I was that talented.
Let's look at that. The close up of the other side. Look at that. That's really neat.
Oh, yeah.
That's too neat.
I like this one. I'm not sure what's going on here, but I'm a fan of this.
This is from our pal Bill Rudd. Bill. Yeah, Bill made a lightsaber yesterday. It's too cool. Too cool for school. Look at the Blast Points shirt that he's rocking. And they give you that at the Jedi Temple.
They do.
Yeah.
They do.
So
and they teach you how to do that pose too.
Yeah, the pose. The pose. And his best friend Admiral Akbar in the background too. I mean, just too cool. Too cool for school. Look at that.
And not too cool for Jedi school.
No, not at all.
Here we go. Here we go.
There we go.
There you go.
That is too cool.
Very nice.
You guys are, I mean, we just have some talented friends, I think.
Yeah. There's a copy. I think there's a copy of why am I blanking on the book on the table? It's been a long day. The Alan Dean Foster, the first Star Wars book.
In Splinter of the Mind's Eye?
Splinter of the Mind's Eye.
Yes.
Listen, come on, people. It's been a long day. I'm a big fan of this.
Okay, so this is Chris Taylor.
Yeah.
This is actually his son Ash, and he had made his lightsaber out of an old broken sword toy and used one of those pool noodles as the blade. So, which works out because pool noodles are really, really, really soft. So you can whack the crap out of somebody and it'd be okay.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
That is impressive.
Yes.
That's
cool.
cool.
And I think here we have a picture of his son.
Action pose.
Yes. That's so cool. Look at Boba Fett with a green lightsaber.
Yeah, you've all heard of the dark saber. Now there's the soft saber.
Yeah. And I think we have one more.
Yeah, we're talking about the vacuum handle.
Yes, let's bring out the vacuum handle.
Here's the vacuum handle.
Okay, this is from Werewolf of Star Wars, who made a vacuum handle and used the actual blade color, the blue, from a broomstick. So these are just 2 house appliances come into one. Super cool.
And they're 2 things that clean your house.
Yes.
Combining forces.
Yeah.
Yes. Combined forces. Awesome.
Very.
I love it.
Yeah.
That is just, yeah.
That's what
so
they're
cool.
going to have in the James Mangold First Jedi movie. That's what the first lightsaber is going to look like.
Yeah. Like that, and then banana. It's the first lightsaber is going to be made out of fruit, vegetables, and cleaning appliances.
Robbie may not know how he's predicting the future. James Mangold, little known fact, is watching this video right now, taking notes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So cool.
He's a big fan of Spina's guitar. So
yeah.
Hey, you guys, thank you guys so much for submitting your sabers. This was really cool. I'm glad that we can kind of do something fun like this. This is just like at Celebration, there's always fun contests, there's lightsaber builds, all that. So I'm glad we were able to bring that to our mini celebration. Again, for everyone who entered, you guys will be receiving a package of just some amazing Nerd Matters London swag. Again, it's like we're at London. It's like we're at London. I mean, this is too cool.
Listen to how cool it sounds.
Yeah, I mean, look at that. So, but also, thank you guys. This was like a nice little fun show and tell. Thank you for showing how talented you guys all are. But we do need to pick the winner of this contest, and it definitely goes to.
You know what else, Silver? You know what else? I'm up in the game. You know
what
else
is it?
Everyone who entered the contest is going to get?
What is it?
Celebration exclusive Blast Point stickers. The Gorian Star, a Vast Point sticker. Everyone who entered gets a little bit of Celebration exclusive stuff. And we got this cool Return of the Jedi one too.
Awesome. Yes.
So anyway.
So you guys are all winners in our eyes. But we gotta hand it to our friend Robbie with the banana hilt. The banana hilt is just too cool. There is a video of the process that I'm just going to kind of play real quick. Just kidding. I don't have it on here. But yeah, Robbie, woo! Mandalorian. This was really fun. Thank you guys so much. Yeah. So again, you guys are all winners. We got the video right here. Is this the time lapse of the creation? So Robbie and his girlfriend took, this is kind of like the thought process. Look at this.
And this is just last night.
Yeah,
his girlfriend probably had other stuff to do.
Yeah. This is what celebration is about, I think. I think this is just uniting everyone together. Look, we can still have fun after hours when celebration's over. Keep the celebration party going. Congratulations, Robbie. We're sending a cool gift your way, but everyone else, thank you guys so much. This is really fun.
Everyone's a winner.
Everyone's a winner. You guys are all great. This is cool. Super cool.
So let's, as we did yesterday, let's take a look at tomorrow, day 3 of Star Wars Celebration, because we're going to be back here again tomorrow. So,
hey, we got to sleep, I think, eventually, right?
Eventually. So tomorrow, again, there is so many cool fan panels. There's Padme's Closet, cosplaying Star Wars royalty. 40 years later, exploring the history behind Blue Harvest. Jeez.
Wow. That's going to be a good one.
So the big one in the morning is the Villains of the Sequel Trilogy, streamed from Celebration. And I think the live stream is starting earlier tomorrow. So I wonder if they will be streaming that in the morning. Okay. I don't know. Visual behind the magic, the visual effects of Andor. That is going to be good. Vivian Lyra Blair is going to be on the live stage.
Yay.
Ian McDermott on the live stage. This is a good one. Star Wars Location Hunters, Tunisia.
Oh yes.
Oh,
channeling a little bit of a Dr.
little
David West, David West Reynolds
David
there.
West Reynolds.
Gwendolyn
Magic.
Christie is going to be there. Our good
Ooh.
friends Sky Talkers are going to be doing their show on the
Yeah,
HoloNet stage.
That's the place to be tomorrow.
That's going to be the place to be. A look back at Obi-Wan Kenobi is going to be
Ooh.
happening tomorrow on the Celebration stage, which that could be really
That-
good. We haven't seen much of Ewan McGregor. He's there. He's got an amazing mustache. He looks like Ted Lasso,
Yeah.
but so we'll see him tomorrow. Women of Star Wars costuming across a galaxy on the fan stage. Behind the Spires, the making of Tales from Galaxy's Edge. Our another really good friend, Brandon Winerdy, Talking Bay 94, is going to be talking to Amy Rakow tomorrow.
Yes.
The other place to be
The,
tomorrow.
the other place to be tomorrow. What else is going on? Beyond Kenner, droids and Ewoks on the collector's stage.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
Probably not going to be on the live stream.
no.
But man, do we wish
Maybe
we were
on the
there?
YouTube stream at some
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, we're going to have Ewan on the live stage.
Nice.
Of Mice and Medical, the other droids of Star Wars. Oh, and then we're going to have, and towards the evening, Disney Parks, where Star Wars comes to life, which could be really fascinating. And tomorrow's guest, living legend Nick Tierce,
Yes.
is coming on specifically to talk about Disney Parks. And if you are not familiar with Nick Tierce, you will be tomorrow.
Yes.
And just wait,
Yeah.
because that man is a walking encyclopedia of knowledge.
Yes.
One of the most interesting people on the planet Earth. Our
Can't
good
wait.
friend Triad of the Force is going to be doing their show on the podcast stage tomorrow. What else is going on? Star Wars Sessions is doing
Oh, geez.
their podcast stage.
Oh, they
tomorrow.
have their podcast on the stage also.
Yeah, which
we have them somewhere.
Yeah, which we have a photo of our good friends from Star Wars Sessions. They sent us
Check out this. Yeah.
so much
Yeah.
British food. Gabe and I have barely touched.
Today we ate a Boost candy bar, which was wonderful. We ate, was it the double decker or something? Double something?
Yeah,
We ate both the double ones today. I don't even yeah.
we've got so much.
So we are living on tea right now. We
But
drank
why-
so much tea today?
Why aren't we having you guys try it and giving us your reactions for the
But
first time on
maybe-
the live show?
maybe
So
tomorrow
we got to
we will. Maybe
save those
tomorrow we
save
will.
those appetites
Yeah.
and do real Disney Park style and kind of review the
Yeah,
taste
we-
of the foods of
maybe we'll-
London.
We'll eat treats while we listen to Nick talk about Disney.
Yes.
Yeah, look at Bill Rudd here. The stream starts
Woo!
5:45 Eastern tomorrow.
It starts.
That's only 15 minutes early.
Is it?
Didn't it start at 6 today?
I swear it was like 8.
Mm.
I don't know. Well,
We'll
okay.
figure it out.
So yeah,
Yeah, that's gonna be really fun, guys.
we got another fun day planned tomorrow.
Another fun day. Hope you guys all join us. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah. Silver, thank you again. We're having so much fun here.
I honestly, you guys, I hope everyone who's watching also feels this way too. Even though we do have that little bit of FOMO not being over there and stuff. This is just as fun. So,
Yeah.
I hope everyone's enjoying it. This has been great.
Well, it's like you said yesterday, our feet don't hurt.
I know.
It's the gift that keeps on giving.
My husband literally this morning, as he's sitting down, we're drinking coffee, watching this. He's like, "Isn't it nice just to watch it from here?" 'Cause I'm like, "Yeah, that's cool." He's like, "No, but just to kind of rest our feet and legs." I'm like, "Yeah, you're right." Guess, but for sure, yeah, our feet don't hurt.
Our
That's
feet
for
don't
sure.
hurt. Yeah. Well, and thank you again to Kelly Knox. Thank you again to Tom Spina and his
Yes.
guitar. Just bringing the heat, both of them. So
Yeah.
much fun.
I had to take my sweatshirt off. It got so hot.
Thank you to everyone commenting along here.
Yeah.
You're so great. Our friends from Pink Milk were coming in.
Yay, Brian!
Yeah, I think he was talking about Robbie's house. Give him Mon Mothma vibes. Yeah, I love it.
Yes,
So-
Brian.
So yeah,
Yeah,
I think that's
that's
it. Should we play another commercial?
Sure. We will
As we
play
head out,
one more,
okay.
one more
One more
message from our sponsor on the way out, and we will talk to everybody that wants to come back tomorrow.
Yeah,
We'll be here.
hopefully we'll see everybody tomorrow. Thank you again.
High Vision. It's a modern picture.
ハイビジョン、それは現代の絵巻だ。
Throughout our history,
いつの時代も人は映像により優れたリアリティを求めてきた。よりワイドな画面へ、よりクリアな画像へ。ハイビジョン技術の開発に世界に先駆けて取り組んだパナソニック。映画、放送をはじめさまざまな分野でハイビジョンの世界を広げます。パナソニックのテクノロジーがハイビジョンをここまで身近にした。パナソニックハイビジョンシステム。
Panasonic.